Comcast Cable Channel 5 presents Region 8 Wrestling from Absegami High School. Hi everybody, John Vogeding here along with Steve Anuszewski for the finals of Region 8. And Steve, it ought to be another dilly.
Yeah, great finals coming up, John. Some outstanding matches, a couple rematches from District 29, some great local wrestlers, and some outstanding wrestlers that are going to do well in the state tournament coming right up in the finals.
Well, we might mention before we start the program that 10 number 1 seeds are still alive out of the 14 weight classes, and that means that there have been some upsets in this tournament, and there are, I believe, 5 or 6 1-2 matchups. And as you mentioned, 2 all-district matchups. That's both from District 29 at 103 pounds and 119.
Both those matches include West Effort wrestlers, John White and David Given at 103, John. And then at 119, Michael Zeckman and Jason Gardner will battle for the second time in 2 weeks for district championships last week, region championships this week.
And of course, we'll see a returning state champion from last year. That Mark Saul of Millville High School is here at 160 pounds, undefeated. State champion last year, state runner-up the year before. Ironically, doesn't want to wrestle in college, he wants to play football. He's a quarterback. We'll talk about that when he gets up to wrestle. And of course, we have some interesting matchups. A rematch at heavyweight between Jermaine Ruffin of Paulsboro and Dave Ritz, excuse me, drawing a blank there for a second. Dave Ritz of Highland. They wrestled last year in the semifinals. Jermaine Ruffin ended up being number 2 in this tournament to Mike Warrenchick of Pennsville. And of course, Ritz was 3rd at this weight class. So we'll see an interesting matchup there. And of course, an added attraction for those watching the Region 8 tournament, we're going to have some consolation matches to show them after the championship finals is over. So stay tuned for a long evening of wrestling here from Absegami High School. The championship round of Region 8, followed by some semifinal matches from Region 8. We'll be back right after this.
This year his record is 25 wins and 2 losses. He won the Caldwell and Deep Creek Virginia tournament and this afternoon defeated the 2nd-seeded wrestler by fall. He is from District 29 and Paulsboro High School, David Given. His opponent at 103 was seated first. He is a sophomore with a career record of 30-6. This year his record is 24 wins and 5 losses. He is an Egg Harbor Tournament champion, 2nd in the Yellow Jacket Invitational, and a District 29 champion from West Stepford High School, John White. Once again at 103, Given and White. At 112, this wrestler was seated 2nd. He is a junior with a career record of 58-22. This year, he has a record of 19 wins and 5 losses. He's 4th place in region in the past 2 years, 2-time District 31 champion from Delsea High School, Todd Trampay. His opponent at 112 was seated 5th. He is a sophomore with a career record of 51-11. This year, his record is 22 wins and 5 losses. He won the District 29 championship and the Region 8 title at 103 last year. He is from District 29 and Paulsboro High School, Damian Green. Once again at 112, Trempe and Green. At 119, this wrestler was seated 2nd. He is a junior with a career record of 54-20. This year, his record is 21-6. He is an Egg Harbor Christmas Tournament champion, 2nd in the Yellow Jacket Invitational, and a District 29 champion from West Stepford, Jason Gardner. His opponent at 119 was seated 5th. He is a junior with a career record of 71-13. This year, his record is 22 wins with 4 losses. As a freshman, he was a Region 8 champion at 103 and placed in the top 8 in the state. He was the Edgewood Christmas Tournament champ last year's champion in District 29 and this year's runner-up, a captain from Woodbury High School, Mike Zeckman. Once again at 119, Garner and Zeckman. At 125, this wrestler was seated 6th. He is a junior with a career record of 67-11. This year, his record 23 wins, 3 losses. He is a 3-time Christmas tournament finalist, a 1996 District 32 runner-up, a 1995 District 32 champ, a 1995 Region 8 runner-up, a captain from Mainland Regional High School, Dean Jones. His opponent at 125 was seated 9th. He is a senior with a career record of 62-31. This year, his record is 22 wins and 6 losses. He is an Egg Harbor Tournament champion, 3rd place in the Yellow Jacket Invitational, 3rd place in District 29, a captain from West Deptford High School, Tim Narcissi. Once again at 125, Jones and Narcissi. At 130, this wrestler was seated 2nd. He is a senior with a career record of 74-24. This year, his record is 25 wins with only 1 loss. In 1995, Overbrook Christmas Tournament champion. 3rd in Region 8 at 119 last year. 1st team All-Colonial Conference, 2-time District 30 champion and most valuable wrestler in 1996. A captain from Sterling High School, Joe Manchio. His opponent at 130 was seated 1st. He is a senior with a career record of 115-15. This year, his record was 29 wins and 1 loss. He won the Caldwell Tournament in 1994, won the Deep Creek, Virginia title this year, won the District 29 title this year, and won Region 8 last year at 125, a captain from Paulsboro High School, Seneca Cooper. Once again at 130, Manchio and Cooper. At 135, this wrestler was seated 2nd. He is a senior with a career record of 94-17. This year, his record 24 wins, only 1 loss. A District 29 finalist, a 4-time District 29 place winner with 2 championships. And he took 2nd in Region 8 last year. An all-time career win record at Pittman High School with 94 victories. A captain, Scott Seibert. His opponent at 135 was seated 1st. He is a junior with a career record of 70-19. This year, his record 27 wins, 5 losses. He is the District 32 champion, District 30 champion at 135, and returning Region 8 champion, a captain from Highland High School, Mike Davidson. Once again at 135, Seibert and Davidson. At 140, this wrestler was seated 2nd. He is a senior with a career record 74-23. This year, his record 30 wins with 1 loss. He won the Caldwell Tournament. He won the Deep Creek, Virginia Tournament. He is the District 29 champion this year from Paulsboro High School, George Wilson. His opponent at 140 was seated 1st. He is a senior with a career record of 92-16. This year, his record 29 wins with 1 loss. He is a 2-time Pinelands Tournament champion with outstanding wrestler, a Hunterton Central Tournament champion and outstanding wrestler, a 3rd in Region 8 last year, 5th in the New Jersey State Tournament, a 2-time District 31 champion and captain of Buena Regional High School, John Forster. Once again at 140, Wilson and Forster. At 145, this wrestler was seated 3rd. He is a senior with a career record of 86-20. This year, his record 26 wins with 2 losses. He is a District 31 champ, an Overbrook Christmas Tournament champion, and Edgewood Christmas Tournament champion. He has 17 pins and is a 4-time regional qualifier, a captain from Pensgrove High School, Jack Medford. His opponent at 145 was seated first. He is a sophomore with a career record of 61-5. This year, his record is 31 wins with 1 loss. He is a 2-time District 30 champion and a returning Region 8 champ, a captain from Highland High School, Mike McGinley. Once again at 145, Medford and McGinley. At 152, this wrestler was seated 6th. He is a senior with a career record of 72-24. This year, his record is 24 wins and 2 losses. He is a 1995 St. James Christmas Tournament champion, 4th in the districts in 1995, runner-up in District 31 this year, a captain from Shalleck High School, Bob Jones. His opponent at 152 was seated first. He is a senior with a career record of 72-15. This year, his record is 22 wins and 2 losses. He was 3rd in the Yellow Jacket tournament. He is a 2-time District 29 champion and captain from West Deptford High School, Brad Entrekin. Once again at 152, Jones and Entrekin. At 160, this wrestler was seated 2nd. He is a senior with a career record of 95-23. This year, his record is 21 wins with 4 losses. He was a 1995 Delsey Christmas Tournament champion. He has been a 4-time place finisher and 2-time champion in District 32. Last year, he placed 2nd in the regions and 7th in the states. He is a captain from Absegami High School, Joe Brady. His opponent at 160 was seated first. He is a senior with a career record of 108-10. This year, he is undefeated with 24 wins. He is a 3-time Edgewood Christmas Tournament and Southern Regional Tournament champion, a 2-time District 31 champion and twice outstanding wrestler, a 1994 state runner-up, and a 1995 state champion, a captain from Middledale High School, Mark Saw. Once again at 160, Brady and Saw. At 171, this wrestler was seated 6th. He is a sophomore with a career record of 40-11. This year, his record is 20 wins with 3 losses. He is a 2-time Collingswood Christmas champion, a 2-time District 30 place winner from Washington Township, Nick Lopez. His opponent at 171 was seated first. He is a senior with a career record of 102-12. This year, he is undefeated with 25 wins. He is a 2-time Delaware Mid-Atlantic Tournament champion, 2-time Delsey Christmas Tournament champion, 3-time District 32 champion, 3rd in Region 8 last year, and placed in the top 6 in the state. He is the #1 ranked state wrestler. At 171, a captain from Absegami High School, Sean Scannell. Once again at 171, Lopez and Scannell. At 189, this wrestler was seated 3rd. He is a senior with a career record of 62-25. This year, his record is 22 wins and 5 losses. He is a 2-year Cape Atlantic League All-Star with 47 career pins. He is a 1996 District 32 champion and 2-year captain from Ocean City High School, Walt Dong. His opponent at 189 was seated first. He is a junior with a career record of 37-9. This year, his record is 26 wins and 1 loss with 15 pins. He is an Indian River Duels champion, and Egg Harbor Township Christmas Tournament champion, the District 31 champion and captain from Vineland High School, Raheem Caldwell. Once again at 189, Dull and Caldwell. At 215, this wrestler was seated second. He is a junior with a career record of 53 and 20. This year, undefeated with 22 wins. A two-time District 32 champ. Second in Region 8 last year. Two-time Christmas Tournament and MVP champion. A captain from Lower Cape May High School, Sean Laughlin. His opponent at 215 was seated fifth. He is a senior with a career record of 37 and 8. This year, his record is 25 wins and 5 losses. This afternoon, he upset the four-seeded wrestler to make it to the finals from District 29 and Paulsboro High School, John David. Once again, 215, Laughlin and David. At heavyweight, this wrestler was seated second. He is a senior with a career record of 83 and 9. This year, his record is an undefeated record with 32 wins. A two-time district champion, first in Super Regions in 1995 and fifth place in the 1995 state tournament. A captain from Highland High School, Dave Ritz. And his opponent at heavyweight was seated first. He is a junior with a career record of 72 and 13. This year, his record is 27 wins with 1 loss. He has won the district title as heavyweight 3 times. And he was the Deep Creek Tournament heavyweight champion from Paulsboro High School, Jermaine Ruffin. Once again at heavyweight, Ritz and Ruffin. And now, if we can have the lights turned on, let's get ready to wrestle.
Introductions from John Murray, the public address announcer. We're ready to start the Region 8 finals, and we'll be back right after this. Here we are, 103-pound Region 8 Championship Final, District 29 rematch. John White of West Effort in the green and white. David Gibbon of Paulsboro in the red, and White strikes first. Gets a takedown right at the line. Your referee is Albert DiGiacomo. The assistant is Orville Wilson. John White, a sophomore, 24 and 5 this year. Advanced with a 11-2 win over Greg Austin of Ocean City. And then he beat Joe Alexander of Delsey 9-4. David Gibbon came in as a district runner-up, so he was the number 6 seed. He advanced by a walkthrough in the first round. He got a bye. Then he wrestled Ryan Anderson of Absegami High School, beat him 7-1. He pinned Nick Catone of Highland, the number 2 seed, in 5:35 in the finals, and here we are in the championship bout. Joe Alexander of Delsey, of course, came back for 3rd place by 6-3 over Nick Catone. Steve.
White given off the mat there. White with a quick takedown. And just like the district final match, scores first.
And of course, you said that's ultra important in this rematch of these two little mighty mites.
Yeah, I thought that the first minute would be real important, and John White has done a good job here getting a 2-0 lead.
John White oozing with confidence, Steve. I was mentioning this week that he reminds me so much of that Jimmy Cooper of Audubon High School, who was a District 29 champion, twice a regional champion.
Back in the late 70s.
Jimmy Cooper, Audubon. The only 2-time regional champion in Audubon's history.
Given again to his feet on a switch. White counters. Under a minute. White needs to be a little more active on top, John. He's just sort of countering Gibbon.
John White, 24 and 5 coming in. He lost to Gibbon 13-7 in that infamous dual meet at Paulsboro that clinched the Colonial Conference champion for Paulsboro. He lost to Brett Favorite of Delray in 6-4. Lost to Andy Vallejo up 08, 7-3. He lost to wrestler named Collier from St. Mark's 9-6, and he lost to Paul from Kittatinny in the Group 2 sectionals.
Given to his feet again, no change there.
David Given, of course, lost to Joe Tenuto from Collingswood 12-11. And then he lost to John White of West Deptford's 13-7 in the District 29 final.
And we do have a winner for our 50-50.
David Given, 36-12 in his 2 years at varsity wrestling at Paulsboro. John White in his sophomore year now as a full-timer this year, part-time work last year, 30 wins and 6 losses in 2 years.
Doing a good job on top of Given. I think he needs to get a little more active.
Steve, interestingly, District 29, as we mentioned in the opening, 12 wrestlers in this Region 8 final, 12 out of the 56, but what are there,
28 finalists.
28 finalists, I'm sorry.
It's tough with 14 weights.
56 with the Consolations at the end of one period. John White leading 2-0. District 29 with 12 wrestlers. District 31 with 6. District 30 and District 32 with 5 apiece. 10 weights still have the #1 seed alive. As you can see in the corner for Paulsboro, Paul Marina and Dean Duca.
Interesting there that John White won the coin toss there and chose to defer to the third period, and Given again took the defensive position.
Well, John White rode him out after the takedown in the first period, probably using with confidence. You see 1 point for Paulsboro. David Given is awarded an escape.
It's a big series here, John. I think that whoever gets this takedown is going to definitely have the advantage in the match.
I thought when Given beat White in the dual meet, I thought he did a lot more on his feet from side angles, sweeping to the outside. And I thought when they wrestled in districts, he started to go upper body with John White, was kind of out-muscled a little.
Right, I think that White forced him into that, and he did a real good job. There's White on a shot. See, there he is on that underhook, and White's buried in Given's chest. And it's hard to get takedowns when you're higher than the other wrestler. Given needs to lower his level and get in there and battle. John White doing a great job of keeping a low level and staying on the out. There's Given on a dump single.
But again, the strength of John White battles it off, and now he spins.
Given blocking off the spin. White reaching inside. Given big situation here. And they're out of bounds. No change. That was close, John. We didn't have a good angle.
That was close. I did not have a good angle from here. The toes were in bounds, clearly. But you have to have full control of your man when you get to the out of bounds. Oh, my! The overhook is in there. No takedown yet. Oh, my! Oh, brother! No takedown yet. Oh, brother! There it is. 2 points, Given a takedown. 3-2.
Key takedown there for David Given. John White, headgear in his face, calls for time.
Headgear all askew, and referee Albert DiGiacomo calls for the timeout to adjust it. And we have an injury timeout. In the corner for West Deptford, Pete DiBiase, the head coach. Stevie Lynch, former Pennsville standout wrestler, is the assistant coach in the corner.
Steve Lynch, region champ at Pennsville back in the 70s.
Well, as you mentioned, Steve, the big series for Given, he got to the side a little bit more, got the takedown. White fought valiantly, gave it up.
White on a switch.
Power switch and gets the reversal.
And that puts White right back in control of this match now.
That seemed to be the difference in the dual meet. John White seemed to be the stronger of the two wrestlers.
Given to his feet. 15 seconds to go here in the second. And there's a stalling warning.
What you see there is when the bottom wrestler gets to his feet, the top wrestler has to make a bona fide and hard attempt to take his man to the mat. If he stays up more than 5 seconds, many officials will call that stall warning. 4-3, White in the lead.
Given off the mat.
Oh my! Oh, brother! point given for the escape, not 2. And I think the reason for that, Steve, was that White still had sort of the overhook in there, or underhook.
I don't know if White had any control, but I don't think Given really had control either. They were sort of in a neutral position on the mat. I think that was a good call.
Very good call by Aldo Giacomo. Third period action. White will be on the bottom. We're tied at 4-4 with 2 minutes to go in regulation. And I say regulation as you see P.D. Biasi in the corner because you can have overtime.
Given with the optional start, let's White go.
Intentional escape, as we call it. Nice duck under. Oh, my.
Big takedown for John White.
And that makes it 7-4 in favor of the little mighty mite from West Deptford. John White, the sophomore.
John White, the mighty mite. Caution on Mr. White.
From my days as an English teacher, making a little rhyme.
Given again to his feet. White needs to take him to the mat.
Well, he'll make it a stalling call if he doesn't do it in a hurry.
Got him off the mat now.
Oh, my! The right idea for David Given, ran out of mat space.
Yeah, he's down 3 points here, John, Given to White. White in control on top. He either needs an escape and a takedown to knot this thing up, or some back points here after a reversal. Given again, up to his feet. White successfully taking him to the mat.
West Deptford still in control, is putting now the Albert to Giacomo.
1:19 to go. White leading 7-4.
A District 29 rematch.
I think you're going to see some action before this is over, Joe.
Well, we've seen some good action so far. 1 point escape for David Given. 7-5, John White in the lead. 1 minute remaining in the regulation.
(7-5) match. Given needs a takedown to tie this match up.
45 seconds in regulation.
White in on a double. He's in good position here.
He gets in deep. Oh my. 30 seconds in regulation. Oh my.
(19 seconds to go. David Given trails John White by 2 points.
Needs a takedown to force overtime. 15 seconds remaining. There's a stall call. 1 point to Given.
12 seconds left.
7-6. There's
Given on a takedown shot.
Oh my. Good battle by White. Takedown by White.
Locked in.
And that's it. 9-7 will be your final score. John White, West Deptford sophomore, a winner by 9-7 over the senior from Ballsboro, David Given.
That was John White on West Deptford with a score of 9-7.
Repeating his district win. So the rubber match goes to Mr. White. John White is a Region 8 champion, District 29 having the first champion.
And we'll see him 2 more years at West Deptford High School.
I'd like to remind everyone at the end of the 112 bout, we will have our awards for...
Coming up next at 112 pounds, the number 5 seed from Ballsboro High School, Damian Green, in the entire red outfit. From Chelsea High School, a junior, the number 2 seed, Todd Trampay. Orville Wilson, the referee on the center of the mat. Al Maloney will be the assistant for this match.
Trampay and Green met earlier in the year.
And Green was prevailed 8-5.
Good shot there by Trampay. Very strong wrestler, John.
Damian Green, of course, lost in the District 29 finals to Jason Mercado of Pittman, who had a fabulous District 29 tournament. Damian Green came here as the number 5th seed. He beat Lonnie Wilson of Pennsgrove 11-1. Then he beat Matumi Goodrum of Absegami 15-5. He advanced to the 112 finals by beating Vallejo 13-8. Andy Vallejo, of course, from Kingsway High School.
Green's,
oh my.
Trampay doing a good job countering that drop there by Green.
Todd Trampay, the number 2 seed. Got a 421 pin over Jeff Fralick of Overbrook. Then he had a 318 pin over Jason Mercado. He's a junior, he's 19-5. Damian Green, the sophomore, 22-3. Excuse me. Got more than 3, 22-5. 45 seconds in the first period, no score yet. Damian Green lost to Kevin Rucci of Eastern, a returning state runner-up, 2-1. Oh, brother, was that close? Oh my! Just stepped out of bounds before he got the drop there.
Green's right foot hit that line, John, and that was the key there. He had Trampay in big trouble.
Green called warned for stalling.
That's an unbelievable call, John.
Damian Green lost to Rucci 2-1 in the finals of the Caldwell tournament. He lost to Mike Mercado of Tallwood, Virginia in the Deep Creek finals. He lost to Steve Napolitano, and I'll never say that name correctly, from Haddon Heights, up a weight, lost by a fall. He was pinned in the Group 1 finals by Matt Tressler of Belvedere, and he lost to Jason Mercado of Pittman 8-2 in the district finals. Trampay lost to Vallejo twice, 7-5 and by pin. He lost to Green in the dual meet, as we mentioned, 8-5. He lost to Cheeseman of Millville 7-6, and to Murphy of Kingsway by a fall. And in one period, no score.
Interesting that this first period, very, very similar to Damian Green's first period in the district finals. 2-0 with a stalling warning.
You see Steve Isles.
Excuse me, 0-0 with a stalling warning.
Steve Isles, the coach at Delsea High School, former Delsea wrestler himself. Outstanding young man. Trampay won the toss and elected to defer to the third period. Damian Green on the bottom.
Trampay has done a great job this year with this power half, John.
Yes, he has. Damian Green 51-11 in his 2 years as a varsity wrestler for Paulsboro. Todd Trampay 58-22. A junior. District champion this year. District runner-up last year.
Very physical wrestler, very strong.
And peaking at the right time. Todd Trampay one of 20 previous place winners who were alive after the quarterfinals. Trampay was 4th at 114 in 95 and 4th at 103 in 94. Larry Smashy, of course, last year came on strong at the end of the year and was a regional champion. You remember him, Steve?
Yeah, he had a great tournament last year at 106.
106 or 108 as we called it. It was first place. This year he lost in the quarterfinals, so he cannot place this year.
Lost to Dean Jones, who's an outstanding wrestler, John.
Oh,
that was a great battle during a dual meet, and then Jones handled him very easily in the quarterfinals. 0-0 here at 112, 58 seconds to go in the second period.
We're at Absegami High School, another full house, standing room only. Steve, I bet you there's 2,000 people in here tonight. I bet you we had close to 2,000 this afternoon. I know 2,000 Friday night, and probably close to that on Wednesday night in the first round. So we're looking at close, probably between 8,000 and 9,000 people who have witnessed Region 8 wrestling.
Stalemate call with 38 seconds to go. It's been great crowds, John, really has. It's fabulous.
Todd Trampay doing an excellent job controlling Damian Green. Demian, the region champion last year. A timeout for injury. Trampay countering the stand-up. You see Orville Wilson signal for the injury clock to start.
A little front trip by Trampay right there, and Green hit pretty hard.
Right down on his chest. Interestingly, Steve, I think I told you this maybe off the air, combined record of these finalists in the 14 weight classes tonight, 586 wins, 72 losses. This is a number 5 seed against a number 2 seed. The first 3 of the first 4 weight classes, the number 1 seed lost early in this tournament.
There's Green on the
Green with an escape. Demian Green, Steve, seems to be at his best when he is utilizing his speed.
No question about that, and Trampay's done a real good job slowing him down because he's very strong, John. 1-0 for Green, 20 seconds to go here in the second period.
Of course, everybody follows football, familiar with Kevin Harvey being Paulsboro's quarterback the last 4 years, but when the reserves got a chance to get in the game, Demian Green was one of those football players who came in at quarterback for Paulsboro this year. We're at the end of 2 periods. Demian Green 1, Todd Trampay 0. Championship final, 112 pounds.
Another tight bout here. 1-0 for Green.
Now the key is, can Green ride Trampay a full 2 minutes and keep it attempting to get the fall while he's riding him, or will he let him go and take his chances on his feet? Doesn't want to give up 2 points. Oh my! Oh my! There's a reversal. Todd Trampay takes a 2-1 lead.
Runs a bar in there.
Oh my! Oh my!
Green's in big trouble.
You got a count going. Got the figure 4 in the head. Oh brother! Oh my!
I think there was a pin call there.
Oh brother! Oh my! 4 minutes, 51 seconds. Todd Trampay has a fall over Demian Green. We'll take a break from action here in Region 8 and be back right after this. All right, Steve, here's the replay of that last weight class. Figure 4 in the head by Todd Trampay. Still not down there. He's not flat. He's not flat. Now he's going to try and roll through. It has to be the blades now. There's a pin called there. It's hard to believe.
That's slow motion. I don't think that was 2 seconds, John, in slow motion. If he was
I don't
down,
think it was 2 seconds in fast motion.
right.
But, you know, we got to remember, it's not exactly the shoulder all the way up to the top of the shoulder. It can be the blades, and the blades are a little bit lower, so.
Right.
Well, here we are at 119 pounds. Michael Zekman of Woodbury, the number 5 seed, a junior, 22-4 entering this bout. He's wrestling the number 2 seed, Jason Gardner of West Effort, and oh, brother. Nothing yet, it doesn't look like. Al Maloney, the referee. Jason Gardner, a junior, 21-6. It's a rematch of District 29. You do have a takedown for Michael Zekman.
A couple of juniors here. This is Jason Gardner's first time that he has placed in the Region 8 tournament. Michael Zekman was a region champion as a freshman.
Right.
And Jason Gardner, Michael Zekman last year was beaten in the quarterfinals.
Right. So he's been a medalist, he's been a champion, and he's been eliminated before the medal round. Also was first in the district as a sophomore. He was second in the district this year, of course, to Jason Gardner. He lost to Gardner twice this year, 15-7 and 17-9. Also lost to that Aaron Taylor from Camden Catholic, 5-2, and lost to Steve Sorbello Paulsboro 12-6. Of course, came back to beat Sorbello twice, once in the districts and once in this tournament. Zekman, the number 5 seed, advanced with a 7-2 win over Ed Eckenrode of Pennsville. We see a stalling warning by referee Al Maloney. He advanced with a technical fall, 15-0 and 4:57 over Vito Constantine of Ocean City. And Zekman to the finals with a 5-1 win over Steve Sorbello of Paulsboro. 22-4 junior. Jason Gardner comes in as the number 2 seed, District 29 champion. He beat Mike Hampton of Absegami 12-6. Beat Tyrone Capers of Cumberland 12-3. He's a junior, 21-6.
Zekman needs to work up here. Gardner looking for a Granby situation.
Jason Gardner lost to Aaron Taylor of Camden Catholic 13-6. He lost to Kevin Van Brill 7-5. A clear view. Oh my, look at this.
Switch for Gardner, reversal.
Ties it up.
Jason Gardner's just so physical, John.
He is. He lost to Kelly of St. Mark's 13-9. He lost to that Fleazar from Kittatinny 19-6, the state champion. And he lost to Napolitano.
You hear his name a lot in this tournament. He beat a lot of good people.
4-3, yes he did. And I pronounced it right that time, I think.
Zekman to his feet.
End of the first period, we're tied at 2-2.
The key for Mike Zekman in this match is to keep the match close. Jason Gardner has absolutely just destroyed Mike Zekman, you know, midway through the match. And got big leads, and Mike Zekman had to change his style at the end to come back. On the other hand, Jason Gardner, what he needs to do is open up and do what he does best, and that's wrestle a real fast-paced match and get some points.
False start by Zekman, which brings about a caution. Everyone knows by now that you get 2 cautions free of charge, and then after that, every caution is 1 point for your opponent. Zekman slithering out to the side.
Doesn't have a reversal yet. Needs to watch a Peterson here. Gardner out running it. No control. Gardner actually in control.
Oh boy, there's the reversal.
Good job, though, by Alan Maloney holding off on that reversal. Without riding time, there's no reason to give reversals.
And a lot of officials, of course, make that mistake, Steve. They call a call too fast, and then, of course, the wrestler loses it, and it goes right back to where it should have been, and you have to give the points right back.
Right. And a lot of times you give those points too fast, the other wrestler changes his style.
55 seconds left in the period. Michael Zekman leading Jason Gardner 4-2. They go out of bounds.
This is the pace match that Zekman wanted, John. He wanted a slower pace match. Gardner needs to get back on the offense where he has been so successful this year.
Nice. Granby, or roll through, shoulder roll for the reversal by Gardner. Is that? I guess that's not a true Granby, I guess.
It was more like an inside shoulder roll. Set it up nice. Now he's using a cross body or leg ride.
That ties it up 4-4, that reversal. .15 seconds left in the second period. We're all tied at 2-2 here at 119 pounds. Jason Gardner of West Deptford on top in the green and white. His teammate, John White, the sophomore 103-pounder, won the first match this evening. And of course, had Todd Trampay dethroned returning regional champion Demian Green of Paulsboro at 112 pounds. There you see Jack Hill, the head coach from Woodbury High School.
1986 graduate of Woodbury High School, where he took a third in Region 8, went on to the state tournament.
Final period, Jason Gardner will be in the down or defensive position. Michael Zekman gives him the escape.
Another key takedown in a match, close match, 5-4, Gardner leading. Gardner's just so strong.
Look at that spin behind. Nice speed.
Big takedown for Jason Gardner.
1:30 remaining. Jason Gardner up top, 7-4.
West Effort had a region champ last year, and Jason Hendricks at 189 pounds, and might have 2 this year.
And Jason Hendricks, of course, went to the Junior College Nationals and became an All-American. As you see, an injury timeout for Jason Gardner.
This is the first time that West Effort would have multiple regional champs since back in the 60s.
The one book I forgot to bring with me, Steve, was showing those regional finals over the years. It's too cluttered here on the table anyway. If I brought it along, I'd probably fall off the platform.
They sort of packed, everything sort of packed into this gym. Very spacious gym. It's so strange when you come here on Wednesday before the tournament starts, and it's phys ed classes and very spacious, and then it erupts into this this arena of madness for a weekend.
Yeah, well, and coming here for the seating meeting on the Sunday before the tournament, when all the bleachers are shoved in, and you walk in here and it's a big cavernous, it almost looks like a warehouse. Beautiful facility. Frankie Pulio, of course, the very first regional champion from West Effort High School. Frankie, a member of the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame. Fact is, he will be coaching our team this year. So you see an escape by Zekman. Every year, the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame sponsors an all-star tournament. The highest placing finishers in Region 7 and 8, the seniors, go against the best seniors in Delaware. And that'll be down at William Penn High School this year. And maybe we could talk that John Mondelli and Stan Ritter into sponsoring a trip to William Penn as we see a takedown by Jason Gardner. Do an all-star meet live from Delaware. Not live, on tape.
Great.
I might even volunteer my services for that one.
Oh, I would do that too.
9-5 the score with 39 seconds left in regulation.
Gardner did a great job there on 2 takedown series. Zekman was in on a shot. Gardner did a great job countering, and then Zekman took another shot. Gardner snapped, went behind, got the takedown.
There's a caution to the bottom man, then an escape by the bottom man, Zekman. 9-6 with 30 seconds to go. Jason Gardner in the lead. He's a junior, Zekman's a junior. They'll both be back. Could we see a Region 8 rematch next year?
Possibly, if they're at the same weight.
Oh my. Oh, brother. Oh, look at this. Strength versus strength, and Gardner wins out. Oh my. Oh, brother.
5 seconds.
Oh my! Great job by Jason Gardner, your Region 8 champion by a final score of 14-6. He wins over Michael Zekman to give West Effort its second Region 8 champion in this tournament. Interesting that 3 times that Jason Gardner has beaten Michael Zekman this season. The scores are 15-7, 17-9, and 14-6.
And now for our awards at 112. In third place,
we have the awards being presented. Each match, one match delayed, as they're presenting 112-pound medals now.
Damian Green.
They go to the platform and they stand, and the head coach of the winning wrestler is usually presenting the award. And Steve Isles will present the gold medal to Todd Trampe.
Now 125, Tim Narcissi, West
We're coming up to 125 pounds. The third West Effort wrestler in the Region 8 finals, Tim Narcissi, a senior. He'll wrestle a junior from Mainland High School, Dean Jones.
You know, John, I did a team score of this tournament, and it's interesting that it finished the same way that District 29 did. Paulsboro 1, West Effort 2.
How about that?
Highland 3.
We got plenty of green and white on the mat. The wrestler on your left is Dean Jones. The wrestler on your right is Tim Narcissi. Dean Jones, a district champion in 95 and 96. Third as a sophomore, or as a freshman rather. He's a junior now. He has 3 losses this year. He lost to Larry Smashy of Delsing and lost 2 times to that Scott Guerin of Oakcrest, who was the #1 seed entering this tournament and was dispatched by Tim Narcissi 8-3 in the quarterfinals. Dean Jones, 23-3, 67-11 his career. Tim Narcissi, one of the fraternal twins from West Deptford, Tim and Tom Narcissi. Tim was the #9 seed coming into the tournament. Pinned to Brian Forster of Butte in 256. Dispatched Scott Guerin of Oakcrest 8-3. Beat John Driscoll, the #4 seed from Williamstown, 5-3 to make this final. Dean Jones comes in as the #6 seed. He was beaten by Guerin in the district final. In for a takedown. No control yet. No control. Great fight by Narcissi. 2 physical wrestlers. Oh, about that for Tim Narcissi. They're still neutral. Dean Jones at a tech fall over John Guzman of Hamilton to start this tournament. Beat Larry Smashy 15-5. There's your former regional champion going out in the quarterfinals. Beat Kevin Van Brill 3-1. Van Brill's only 2 losses this year were to Dean Jones of Mainland.
Great job there by Narcissi on a counter.
Oh, he certainly fought very well.
Buck under attempt. Jones with a cradle.
5 seconds left.
Again, a great job by Narcissi on the counter.
What a great first period. 2 warriors battling.
Interesting that Tim's brother Tom won a district title, and Tim had to struggle to get out of the district tournament to get to this region tournament, finishing 3rd.
In the corner for Mainland is head coach John Williams, a Haddonfield graduate and a graduate of Delaware Valley College. He's on the right in the striped shirt. His assistant coach, Sam Natello, 3rd in the state of New Jersey in 1988, a former Region 8 champion, a District 32 champion, a graduate of Mainland Regional and Stockton State, as you see the reversal.
Dean Jones picking up the first 2 points of this match early in the second period.
He is tough, Steve.
Very physical wrestler.
A regional runner-up last year.
Had a big lead last year against Davidson from Highland in the 121-pound final.
Right, and Davidson came back to beat him 16-7. But I was impressed by Dean Jones in the semifinal when he beat Kevin Van Brill 3-1. Van Brill hurt a little bit, but Dean Jones was very, very physical. He absolutely smashed Larry Smashy 15-5 in that quarterfinal.
Jones with a 3-quarter Nelson.
Narcissi fighting once more, gets to neutral, I believe. There it is. West Deptford escape. 2-1 the score.
What a tournament Tim Narcissi is having, John. He's in on a double here.
Oh, brother. If he keeps him in bounds. And no control when he went out of bounds. He didn't get him to the mat. Dean Jones, a member of that Mainland High School football team that beat Woodrow Wilson. Larger field in Group 3. Also likes wrestling in the off-season, was 5th in the Eastern Nationals last year. Tim Narcissi, well documented on Channel 5, the fraternal brother of Tom Narcissi, the 60-pounder for West Deptford. Very charming mother, Linda Narcissi, that I got a chance to sit next to in the Camden Catholic match.
Kids are nice kids too, John, the twins.
Tim Narcissi admiring today a picture in the Atlantic City Press that showed him wrestling in Friday's session. Oh my!
Nothing yet, John.
Nothing yet, though. Oh, brother! Look at this. Oh my! 2-point takedown awarded by Roy Fenimore, the referee.
Interesting call there, John, right on the line.
Many times you won't see a referee give a takedown in that situation because Narcissi had not moved much up above the ankles. And we'll go into the third period with Tim Narcissi leading 3-2. We're going to take a quick break. Steve will be back right after this. John Vogeding back here at Absegami High School, Region 8 Championships along with Steve Anuszewski. We're at 152 pounds. The number 1 seed, Brad Entricken of West Deptford, a senior with a 22-win, 2-loss record. He's battling Bob Jones of Shalleck, the number 6 seed, a senior, 24 wins and 2 losses. Brad Entricken's 2 losses this year, once in the Yellow Jacket tournament to wrestler Benjamin Reynolds from Cesar Rodney. He also lost to Bill Candy of Haddonfield 3-1. Bob Jones of Shalleck High School lost to Dave Giroux of Wildwood 6-4 and to Lionel Rodriguez of Bunis 6-0. Jones 72-24 in his career. Entricken 72-15 in his career. 3-time district champion Entricken.
2-timer, John.
2-timer.
First in 96 and first in 94, I believe. I think that's incorrect.
Okay.
He was 3rd last year. Lost in the semifinals, District 29 to Tony Chilla.
Right.
Came back and pinned Joe Harry for 3rd and 4th.
We'll tell the viewers what we think is incorrect is that the sheet we're looking at. A little confusing there about when he was a district champion. Wrestled at Paul VI early in his career.
Yes, wrestled his first 2 years at Paul VI and last 2 at West Deptford.
Entricken, a number 1 seed, advanced with a 5-2 win over Matt Simone of Edgewood, and then he pinned Rich Wilson of Overbrook in 354. Bob Jones of Shalleck, he was the number 6 seed. He advanced with a 3-1 win over Ricky Watt of Glassboro. Then he pinned Buddy Johnson of Highland in 458. And then he beat Joe Harry of Kingsway 8-6 in overtime. A 2-point near fall in the last 5 seconds by the Jones forced the overtime, and then he got a takedown 1 minute and 8 seconds into the 2-minute sudden death overtime to get the win. Rich Wilson of Overbrook came back to beat Joe Harry of Kingsway 11-8 for 3rd place. That win, as you see, there was a stalling call given to Jones of Shalleck. 2-0 the lead with 10 seconds to go in this period for Brad Entricken. The win by Highland's Mike McGinley, the previous weight class, makes it 34 regional champions for Highland over the years. McGinley, who was a regional champion last year and got his 2nd, keeps the total of 26 individuals who've accounted for those 34 championships over the years. You see Pete DiBiase offering encouragement to Brad Entricken. We're getting near that magic mark. If Entricken wins here, it would be 4 individual regional championships for West Deptford. The all-time record, I believe, is 6 by Highland back in 1983. Paulsboro had 5 in 1978. And there are a group of teams tied with 4 regional championships. Paulsboro, Pennsville, Edgewood, Toms River South, Morristown, South again, Paulsboro again, Paul VI twice, and Paulsboro again. Be very hard to duplicate what West Deptford has done. If they win here 4 out of 4, it makes them a 1,000 percentage in the championship finals. I think when Highland had their 6, they were 6 out of 7. I think they had 7 in the finals.
1991, Paulsboro went 4 for 4, John. 4 consecutive region champions, Matt Suter, Larry DeVault, Joe Bucko, and Chuck Ramsey.
There you go, that wizard of knowledge, Steve Anuszewski chiming in.
You know, being involved, I was very excited to see Paulsboro get 4 region champs that year. Team from our district almost forgot what was coming up next. And that was Mr. Lynch and Mr. Covington.
Oh yeah.
Right after the next bout, Entricken working for back points.
35 seconds to go in the 2nd period. Entricken doing a superb job. He's getting a count. He's getting a count.
He's got Bob Jones in big trouble.
Big time trouble. And we have injury time. 3 points. Near fall. It makes it 7-0. Third placer that year was that
Charlie Fones.
Charlie Fones of Paulsboro.
Stan Ritter.
.22 seconds remaining in the second period. Bob Jones of Shalleck being tended to. Over the years, Steve, Shalleck has had one regional champion. Do you know who that might be?
It was Carl Haywood last year, John.
Certainly was. You know where he is this year?
No, I don't.
He's wrestling at the Naval Academy.
That's great. It's a nice place to visit, as far as I'm concerned. I don't think I could live there. Discipline would get me. But
You could never go with those suits on marching all the time.
no, I'd probably be marching a lot.
You march right now to the beat of your own drum. So
I like Annapolis because I go down and have a nice little sandwich down in the wharf there. But
what the heck with those uniforms?
No, that's not me.
15
I don't think they'd have me anyway.
Remaining, I doubt it, Steve. 15 seconds remaining in the second period. Brad Entricken totally in control. Well on the way to West Deptford's 4th Region 8 championship. That would make him a perfect 4 for 4 in the evening. And another superb performance by a District 29 wrestler. We enter the third period. 7-0 the lead. Do you see the Shalleck corner on the left? That Joe Hollywood. You remember him, Steve?
Former state champion, Deptford High School.
Dan Lamont, former Pennsville wrestler. Joe Hollywood, 135-pound Region 8 champ in 1987.
The year after he won a state title, 1986.
All right.
He finished second here, 1986, to Millville's head coach, Doug Tenbrook.
Yeah. And then Joe Hollywood went on to win a 129-pound state title. Doug Tenbrook in his first year as the head coach at Millville this year.
No finalists for Millville this year, John.
Mark Saul?
One. Just one. None so far.
None so far, but the best is yet to come.
He's next.
We'll get a returning state champion, a returning state runner-up. What a glorious career. And he wants to play football. 7-0 to score. A minute and 15 to go in the third and final period. Brad Entricken well ahead of Bob Jones of Shalleck. Walked through here yesterday and I saw Joe Hollywood talking to Hans Van Brill, and whenever said hello to both and said, here's a couple former great wrestlers in the past, and Joe Hollywood said a pair of former midgets. or current midgets.
Yeah, well, let's not pick on short people.
That's right, you fit right in that category.
No, we'll tolerate those guys.
Not much. 45 seconds to go in the period. Regulation, 7-0 to score.
West Deptford with a great tournament, John, and great finals. To go 4 for 4 in the region finals, that's just a great effort.
It certainly is. And they have some great youngsters. It's fun to talk to them. That Mike Shields is an interesting young man to talk to. The Narcissi fraternal twins are fun to talk to. That John White, well, I tell you, more and more every time I see him, reminds me of that Jimmy Cooper of Audubon, a little tough monkey who...
He's out there, isn't he, John White?
Oh,
he's a good kid.
Yes.
And,
takedown by Entricken makes it 9-0. That Jason Gardner, tough youngster. Great future ahead of him. Another year to go.
Brad Entricken, the region champ at 152 pounds. West Deptford's 4th Region 8 champion.
9-0 the final score. Very methodical performance by Brad Entrick, and as you can see, the crowd showing their appreciation.
In third place from Wildwood, Dave Carew.
John White, the champion for West Effort at 103. Todd Trampay of Delsey at 112. Jason Gardner of West Effort at 119. Tim Narcissi of West Effort at 125. Seneca Cooper of Paulsboro at 130. Scott Seibert of Pittman at 135. John Forster of Buda overcoming a 10-0 deficit to beat George Wilson of Paulsboro, the champion at 140. Mike McGinley of Highland at 145. And Brad Entrick at West Effort at 152. 4 from West Effort. 5 from the rest of the school.
160, Mark
Amazing. Here we are at 160 pounds. The returning state champion, Mark Saul of Millville, a senior, 24-0. He's up against Joe Brady, a senior from Absegami High School, 24-4.
And 6 of 9 champions from District 29, John.
That's marvelous performance.
2/3 of the region champs are from District 29.
Mark Saul, a senior, 108 wins, 10 losses in his career. He is now the all-time record holder in career wins at Millville High School. Doug Tenbrook, his coach, previously shared that record. Saul, no losses this year, 16 wins by fall, 6 by technical fall, 1 forfeit win. So 23 of his 24 wins produced 5 or more points. Still undecided what his plans are for next year. Probably going to college to play football. He was an all-conference quarterback down here in the Cape Atlantic League. When not wrestling, his favorite pastime is playing quarterback. He was a 3-year starter and captain of the Thunderbolt football team. As you see, a sewing wearing to Joe Brady. He threw for well over 3,000 yards and holds every passing record possible at Millville High School. And he'd make one heck of a college wrestler. Joe Brady of Absegami lost to Saul 17-2. He had 2 losses in the Delaware Mid-Atlantic Classic. His other loss was to Worthy, and that's all it says on that sheet. I've got to tell Gene Barber he's got to do a better job of filling the sheet out. I have no idea.
Worthy's from Central Regional,
Central
Joe.
Regional. Joe Brady undecided whether he wants to play football or wrestle in college.
That's Maurice Worthy, I believe.
Maurice Worthy?
From Central Regional.
Well, that figures. Gene Barber does not remember first names. The Paulsboro product was captain of my JV team at one time in Paulsboro. 16-year-old senior in high school, lost in the regional semifinals to that Ross Johnson of Bridgeton. But Gene Barber coming back and having a great career at Camden County College and at Trenton State, where his senior year he was 3rd in the country Division III, and at that time Division III wrestlers in the top 3 qualified to go to Division I. He wrestled Division I to come in 2nd in the country, losing only to that wrestler from Iowa State. Bennett, I believe, was his name.
He had a great tournament there, John. 2nd in the Division I Nationals.
Amazing. Came a long way from the first time I saw him in his crib there on Greenwich Avenue. Larry and Butchie took me over to the house to see their new little brother. And of course, I had a heck of a treat with him in the English class in high school, too. I used to give him extra credit for getting his name right.
Oh, man. You're tough on Gene. You are tough on Gene. Gene was a substitute teacher at Paulsboro High School when I was in high school. Fresh out of college.
Believe it or not, Steve, he's been here as the head coach 19 years. Truly amazing.
0-0 after 1, but here goes Mark Saul.
A matter of time.
Back points on the tilt.
3 of them. Saul takes a 3-0 lead. Doug Tenbrook, the head coach of Mark Saul in his first year as the head coach of Millville. Assisted by Jim Brown, who went to Lower Cape May High School in Glassboro State, currently teaching at Millville High School. Tenbrook had 101 wins and 10 losses in his career, as you see another 3-point near fall for Saul. I think the person that Doug Tenbrook shared that record with was Dougie Taylor, wasn't it?
That record was, John.
101 wins in a career at Millville.
That's right.
Doug
yeah.
Taylor, right? One of my favorite all-time wrestlers at Millville. Of course, Bobby Hogan was back in the old days a two-time state champion and didn't have nearly as many matches as we had. You see Doug Tenbrook on the right-hand side there, the youthful coach at Millville. Did assist a little bit at West Deptford there for a year or two. Here's a good trivia question, Steve. Any other state red-headed wrestlers besides Mark Saul?
I know a great national red-headed wrestler, Jack Kuvo. Trying to think.
Wrestled against the South Jersey All-Stars when we wrestled Pennsylvania at Jack Kuvo. A couple times a national champion. Red-headed wrestlers. Oh, don't put your elbow in there, Mark.
6-0 here.
I just got another near fall, so it makes it 9-0. You don't want to get frustrated at this point, just wrestle. 5 seconds remaining in the period, 9-0, Mark Saul.
Joe Brady did a great job. First period, 0-0. And Mark Saul opened up on him.
And Mark Saul got his mitts on him. End of 2 periods, 9-0. Mark Saul in the lead, he's on the bottom.
Pretty confident, John. Here's a guy who just scored 9 points in the offensive position. He chooses defense.
Award winners at 152 report to the award stand.
Mark Saul, very methodical type wrestler. There's a stalling warning against Brady. Not taking Saul to the mat. Interesting, last year when Mark Saul won the state title, he wasn't even a champion here at Region 8, right?
No, this would be Mark Saul's first region championship. Third as a sophomore, second last year, lost to Carl Haywood in the finals. There's a reversal for Saul, he leads 12-0. So Mark Saul has been in the state finals 2 times, won a state title. He has never won this tournament, John.
Isn't that amazing?
But I think he's on his way with 1:22 to go here in the third period.
And a 12-0 lead. Yeah, third is a sophomore and then finished second in the state. Second as a junior and finished first in the state.
He lost a great match 2 years ago in the semifinals to Jim Dively of Highland and came back and took third place. And then last year beat Carl Haywood in the district finals, lost to him in the region finals, and they met in the state semifinals.
And beat him that time. 3 great matches between Saul and Haywood.
Saul has control, but Brady looks like he's coming out. Saul working in on a leg, though.
Brady not exactly.
Oh, he's an outstanding wrestler, John. He's had a great season, great career. Was in the region finals last year, I believe.
Anytime a wrestler has over 90 wins, yeah, he was second in the regions last year. First, second, and third in the districts in his career. Over 90 wins in his career, 95 and 23. How's that for back-to-back in your lineup? 95 wins by Saul and over 100 wins by Scannell, Escape.
95 wins by Brady.
I mean, yeah, 95 by Brady, and then Scannell following him with over 100 wins.
These guys have been mainstays in Gene Barber's lineup. Workout partners.
30 seconds to go in regulation. Time running out for Joe Brady, and time on the side of Mark Saul after his first Region 8 championship. Neutral called by Dave Smith, the official.
12-1, 12 seconds to go. Mark Saul is going to win his first Region 8 title. Ooh, quick shot by Brady.
There's one of those patented John Smith shots. John Smith, the great Olympian. Time running down. 12-1, the final score. Mark Saul wins his first Region 8 champion. The returning state champion will go back and try for a second straight champion starting next week. We're going to take a break and return to Region 8 Wrestling right after this. John Vogeding back here in the Region 8 Championships at Absegami High School along with Steve Anuszewski. We're at 171 pounds. Sean Scannell of Absegami High School, a senior, 26-0. He's matched against the number 6 seed, Nick Lopez, a sophomore from Washington Township High School. Scannell advanced with a 19-6 win over Mayhew Watson of Pensgrove, and then shut out Sean Hendricks of Deptford 7-0. Lopez, the sophomore, came in as the number 6 seed. He pinned Jason Sanders of Egg Harbor Township. Scannell has a takedown for a 2-0 lead. Then Lopez decision Tom Wagner of Delsey 3-1. And then decision Chris Bailey of Pittman 9-6. Chris Bailey of Pittman came back to win 11-4 over Hendricks for third place. That championship for Millville was the 20th in their history in regional competition. Sean has won 102 matches in his varsity career. He anticipates on wrestling Division I in college. Likes to surf as a hobby.
Good hobby if you live down near the beach.
Oh yeah, I would say surfing around Absecon Highlands, where we're located for this regional tournament, is good surfing country, but maybe off the beaches of Ocean City and Margate you can surf a little. Lopez lost 3 times this year. Lost to Buddy Johnson of Highland 8-3. He lost to David Creel of Overbrook 11-7 and lost to Chris Bailey of Pittman 6-5. Gained a bit of revenge in the semifinal with a 9-6 win over Chris Bailey.
That was a great win for Nick Lopez. Nick Lopez coming out of the 6th-seeded position, and just had a great tournament with that fall, and then beating Tommy Wagner from Delsey and beating he beat the number 2 seed, the number 3 seed, and now he's up against the number 1 seed. He trails 2-0 as the first period comes near a close.
Two to nothing the score after a period. Absegami, Sean is it Scannell or Scannell, Steve?
Scannell.
Scannell. Okay. 2-0. There's Gene Barber to the left, and on the right-hand side,
That's Adolph Hawk,
Adolph Hawk.
former Haddon Township wrestler, longtime assistant now for Gene Barber. Absegami.
Adolph's father, of course, Dolph Hawk, was a long-time track and field coach. You see another takedown by Sean. 2-0 the score. 4-0 the score, I'm sorry. 9 seconds into the second period. It's a marvelous wrestling so far, Steve.
Oh, it's been a great tournament the whole weekend, and the finals have just been as good as I can remember.
Scannell, a major point producer for the Braves this year of Absegami. 12 falls, 6 tech falls, 6 major decisions. That's 24 out of 25 wins, Steve, producing extra points. Lopez, 10 wins by fall, 1 tech fall, 4 major decisions, and 2 forfeit wins. Both wrestlers aggressive.
The lightweight finals were a lot like the district finals, John. All the lightweight finals were just dynamite matches, and 152, 160, and now 171, although it's only 4-0 here, have been a little bit one-sided.
Yes. The dominating wrestlers take charge.
We've got some real experience out there, and Mr. Entrican, Mr. Saul, and Mr. Scannell, all top seeds.
Well, Steve, interestingly, West Deptford has 4 champions in Region 8. We're up to 171 pounds. Every other champion has been from a single school. Millville, Highland, Buna, Pittman, Paulsboro, and Delsey have all had single champions. West Deptford, the scourge of Region 8 in this tournament, with 4 champions.
Well, in the finals, John, West Deptford definitely was the class in the tournament. I did an unofficial team score coming into the finals. Paulsboro had a 50-point lead over West Effort coming into the finals, and I believe a 56-point lead over Highland.
Stalling on the bottom, 1 point for Absegami. That's 5-0. You know, he used to keep scores like that. Used to be that Fred Renner from
Fred Renner
Pennsville.
always kept the team score in the regions. It's not an official team score, and he would also keep it by district.
Yes.
And I don't think there's any question of what district has dominated this tournament.
District 29. Fred Renner, of course, retired as the head coach at Penns Grove High School 3 years ago. Odell Cleveland coached the team last year, and now that Michael Ahern is the rookie coach. Former outstanding wrestler under Gary Papa when Papa was at Alda Sixth High School. Now Papa at Camden Catholic and took his team to the state parochial weight championship this year. That's the end of the second period. 5-0 to score. Sean Scannell in the lead. As we enter the third period, Scannell against sophomore Nick Lopez of Washington Township High School. As you see in the corner, Frank Consiglio, the head coach on the right-hand side from Washington Township High School.
The award winners at 160 report to the award stand.
His assistant coach, by the way, was in the picture there with him. That Tom Kane from Delsea High, former Delsea High School wrestler. Remember him?
Right. And former head coach at Pittman High School.
That's true. Out of bounds. 6-0 to score. Albert DiGiacomo, the official in the center of the mat. He's come a long way over the years.
Good shot there by Lopez. Scannell, great counter there.
Oh, brother. He had locked up that cradle attempt in a hurry. He might have had curtains on Lopez. And still, it's a takedown, and it's 8-0.
Al DiGiacomo is a very good official, John.
I think so. I think he's come a long way. Orville Wilson, the assistant on the mat this match, the principal of Riverside High School.
Sean Scannell in complete control of this match, John.
Well, less than a minute to go, and he has an 8-0 lead and has dominated the bout.
Every year in this tournament, Sean Scannell's been in a really tough weight class. This year, this is his weight class, 171, as we wind down with 30 seconds to go, and Sean Scannell has a 9-0 lead.
Sean Scannell would be would provide Absegami with its 12th regional championship, starting with Doug Hickman back in 1977, Joe Pauls, Vinny Levin. I saw him at the tournament. His brother Bob Scannell had 2 championships in 85 and 86. Joey Martin, Dave Longo, Scott Ackerman, whose father, Harry Ackerman, does a great job running this tournament. Johnny Martin and Dave Schultz. 16 seconds to go. Johnny Martin was at Oklahoma State a couple of years, transferred this year to, what was it, Clarion or Lockhaven?
He was at Clarion State, I believe, John.
And they heard they discovered a deformity in his neck, and he was operated on. His mother told me he's recovering nicely, but that's probably the end of his wrestling career. 10 seconds to go. 9-0 lead. Sean Scannell will be the champion, joining his brother as a Region 8 gold medalist. 9-0, the final score. Sean Scannell, the 171-pound champion here at Region 8, as you see the family and friends holding up the Scannell sign in the stands.
And now for the awards at 160. In third place from Pennsville, Sean Nick Dave.
There's Gene Barber on the left. Congratulating Sean.
Joe Brady.
Coming up next at 189 pounds, that Raheem Caldwell of Lyman High School, and he'll be matched against Walt Dahl of Ocean City. As you see some of the onlookers bugging for the camera.
Now 189, Raheem Caldwell, Walt Dahl of Ocean City.
Just never seems like it ends, John. We have more weight classes and 14 weights. And
well, kind of a fitting tribute here that Dennis Miller, the veteran Vineland High School coach, is retiring from coaching after this year, and he's got a Region 8 finalist, Raheem Caldwell, a junior, 26-1, his only loss this year to Eric Brady of Cherokee, who at one time lived in Paulsboro.
Never knew that.
Yeah, well, his brother was the quarterback on the football team. Went to Gettysburg. Michael Brady.
Oh yeah, I remember Mike Brady.
Well, Eric was his little brother. Vineland High School, the last champion they had was Frank Dickinson in 1991, Jeremy Bruner in 90, Philip Martinez in 88, Richie Scarpa in 87, and that's who may be the next head coach for Vineland, Richie Scarpa. Raheem Caldwell, 37-9 in 2 years of varsity wrestling. He was injured his sophomore year, missed the entire season. Third in the district in 94.
Dahl.
Oh my.
And on a shot.
Walt Dahl of Ocean City, a senior, 62-25 in a career. His loss this year to Mark Saul of Millville, 9-3. To Chris Bailey of Pittman by a major decision. And Mike Gaganius of Pinelands by a major decision.
Oh,
brother. Oh, my. Look at this. Walter Dahl, Ocean City.
Walt Dahl weighs 162 pounds, John. Wrestling 189.
He's the number 3 seed coming in.
He's got Caldwell big trouble.
Pinned Dave Mortimer of Woodstead at 123. Decision Greg Sawyer of Delsey, 7-6 on a takedown with 5 seconds left, and there's the fall. Amazing. Amazing. 1 minute, 17 seconds. Walt Dahl, the number 3 seed from Ocean City High School, wins with a fall over Raheem Caldwell of Vineland.
1 minute, 17 seconds.
Amazing. Ocean City's first regional champion other than Patrick Lynch.
Wow.
Patrick Lynch, a regional champion in 88, 89, and 90. Walter Dahl, D-U-L-L, is the champion in 1996. Patrick Lynch this year is finishing up his collegiate career as a senior at Georgia State University.
Walter Dahl weighed in at 162.
Amazing.
John wrestled 189 and wins the tournament. Just absolutely amazing.
Amazing.
You know, I never even heard of Walter Dahl.
Until you got here.
Right, I mean, I follow wrestling, I think, pretty darn close around South Jersey, and I never even heard of the guy. What a great tournament he had.
Oh, amazing. Got to be in the running for Outstanding Wrestler.
Oh, yeah, no question.
Coming up, 215 pounds, Sean Laughlin of Lower Cape May High School, the number 2 seed. He'll go against the number 5 seed, John David of Paulsboro. Sean Laughlin, second last year at this weight, Steve.
Yeah, he was second, I believe, at 189.
89. He's undefeated this year. He advanced with a 13-4 win over Kevin Robinson of Pennsgrove. Then decision Matt Borzio of Kingsway, 17-6. John David, of course, Channel 5 watchers saw him pull the miracle of the Paulsboro West Everett match with a win over Mike Shields. Saw him with a key win in the Group 1 state championship over Belvedere. Saw another miracle today, so to speak. John David getting a stalling call with 14 seconds left to tie the match at 4-4 and got a takedown 39 seconds in overtime to beat Mike Shields 6-4. David advances as the number 5 seed by beating Bill Brown of Mainland 15-10, beating Luke Carpenter of Pennsville 7-6, a takedown with 5 seconds left. Carpenter entered that bout with a 19-1 record, and then the 6-4 win over Shields. Borzio dominated Mike Shields in the bronze medal match to win 16-2 and advance to the state tournament. Sean Laughlin, 53-20 in his 2 years plus a couple of matches career at Lower Cape May. 12 falls this year, 4 tech falls, double stalling warning by referee Al Maloney. John David, well documented during the year, 25-5, the heart of a lion, the short stature, always fighting a physical handicap. He lost to Joe Howell of Delran by a point, Kevin Robinson of Pennsgrove by a fall, Matt Borzio of Kingsway by falling in district finals. Eugene Klein of Summerdale, 3-2 in overtime in the Caldwell semifinals, and 4-2 to Eric Leonard of Great Bridge, Virginia, in the Deep Creek tournament semifinals.
Outstanding year for John David. Sean Laughlin, 22 wins, no losses.
Sean Laughlin, the prohibitive favorite in this match, but there have been prohibitive favorites against John David at other times this year, and he has battled with the heart of a lion.
There's a takedown for Laughlin, John. Leads 2-0. Escape for David, 2-1.
Well, to be quite honest with you, John Cupsey didn't make it down to the tournament. We were talking about chances of Paulsboro wrestlers in the tournament. We talked about John David. I did not think he would get past Luke Carpenter.
He barely did, John. That was a great match. Again, John David scored a takedown with less than 5 seconds to go in that match to win. He trails 4-1 in this match.
Laughlin on the bottom. Opts to start from the defensive position. In 1995,
He was second at
217 or 215, which we know it now. Dave Hale of Highland, the returning champion this year, pinned Laughlin in the second period. Hale, of course, broke his collarbone in the semifinals, quarterfinals against Mike Shield. Lost by injury to default 33 seconds into the match.
shot by David, good counter by Laughlin.
5-1. Minute and a half left in the second period. John David, one of the all-time great poses during the introductions for this tournament. Looking like Muscle Beach from Ventura, California.
Another takedown for Laughlin. He leads 7-1.
Obviously, Laughlin was not intimidated by John's pose. Well, Laughlin has the advantage on leverage.
Oh, he's a good wrestler, John. There's no doubt about that. 22-0. John David, big trouble.
Big trouble here. Big trouble. Big trouble. Huge trouble. Oh, my.
John David suspended in midair there, John.
Oh, brother. Injury time. Stop for potentially dangerous after a three-point near fall. See Paul Marina and Dean Duke out to attend to John David. Lower Cape May Regional is coached by Steve Elwell, who graduated from Mattawan in 1989, attended Westchester University, where he played football and was named MVP with Lee Woodall, who's now the San Francisco 49ers. First year as head coach at Lower Cape May. His high school wrestling was 53-21. He's assisted by Scott Abbott. The Capers were 10-4 this year. I remember when Bill Garrison was coaching at Lower Cape May, Steve, and he wrestled Paulsboro for several years in a row there, and used to bring his guys into Paulsboro with coats and ties on, and gentlemanly, the yes sir, no sir to everything. As we see another shot of this fabulous crowd here at Absegami High School.
I think the first year that we wrestled Lower Cape May, John, was my senior year. We went down to Lower Cape May, and they had an outstanding team.
Of course, that's when the venerable Bob Frederick was still the head coach of Paulsboro High School. Has since become the athletic director, and I think probably taught John David that pose prior to the finals. Laughlin with a 10-1 lead. Bob Frederick, of course,
if he stayed in that pose for longer than a minute, he'd pop a blood vessel or something.
Who, Bob Frederick or
Yeah.
John David?
Bob.
Oh. Of course, Bob Frederick, see another escape by David, one of the all-time great records at Paulsboro High School. Has two of the longest winning streaks in the state at 84 and 96 consecutive wins.
Oh, brother.
My.
Good job by Laughlin, leads 12-2. He's just really tough,
Well,
John.
he's dominating here, and there goes that double arm bar again. Oh my, it's over. Oh, brother. 3 minutes, seconds, Sean Laughlin, your Region 8 champion at 215 pounds.
Sean Laughlin of Lower Cape May with a fall in 3 minutes, 48 seconds.
3:48.
And now for the awards at 189.
Sean Laughlin winning his first region title.
And, you know, I'm going to the record book here for a second, Steve, because Lower Cape May's last winner was in 1994, Seth Rementer, Brian Abden in 1990, Henry Taylor in 78, Larry Dietrich in 77. He's the 5th regional champion in Lower Cape May history. That brings us up to the final bout of this Region 8 tournament. We have last year's second and third placers in this weight class. Jermaine Ruffin of Paulsboro is the #1 seed, 27-1 junior. He's matched up against Dave Ritz of Highland, senior, 32-0. One thing for sure, Steve, either Paulsboro or Highland is going to walk out of this bout with the second most champions to West Deptford's 4.
Ritz in on a single. Ruffin peels that off.
Jermaine Ruffin's lone blemish this year, a loss by a fall in the semifinals of the Caldwell tournament. Anthony Cassiano of Caldwell got that win. 74-13 in his career, already a two-time district champion, as Ritz counters the takedown attempt, crawls, gets the takedown. Ritz 83-9 in a 3-year career for Highland High School. Third in districts as a sophomore, first last year, third in the region last year. Like to go to an Ivy League college, according to the questionnaire. 27 wins by fall this year, 1 tech fall, 3 forfeits. 31 of his 32 matches have been for extra points for Highland. You see the escape by Jermaine Ruffin. Ruffin advanced as the #1 seed with a 57-second pull from Paul Maggi of Sterling. He pinned Jason Morgan of Williamstown in 2:58. Rich did it even faster. The #2 seed pinned Carl Jackson of Shalleck in 1:55 and pinned Louis Andujar of Buna in 30 seconds. Andujar come back and beat Jason Morgan of Williamstown for 3rd place and will go to the state tournament.
2-1 here, 31 seconds to go. First period.
We're in the 14th weight class, Steve. West Deptford has won 4 weights. All the rest have been won by other schools. A little sparring out there. Roy Fenimore, the official. Dave Smith, the assistant. Roy giving him a little lecture that we don't want any nonsense out here. We're here to wrestle. 2-1. Dave Ritz with the lead. 15 seconds remaining in the first period. Rob Malofsky, the assistant coach to Ralph Ross, very animated on the side, indicating to Ritz how he wanted him to attack Ruffin. Marina and Dean Duke in the corner for Paulsboro. These are 2 gigantic guys, Steve.
2 big heavyweights, 2 strong heavyweights, 2 seasoned veterans. Just and not a whole lot happened there in the first period, but
Ritz leading 2-1. Takes the defensive position. Ritz weighed in at 272, Steve, and Ruffin at 263. There's a lot of beef out there.
2 big heavyweights that are good athletes, John.
Yes, sir.
Escape for Ritz, leads 3-1.
Last year it was a takedown in overtime that got Ruffin past Ritz in the semifinals. That final score was 6-4. Ritz been waiting for a year for a little revenge.
That first takedown was key, John, in a match with big guys like this. Not a lot of scoring usually.
Don't think there's any doubt. Although if one gets the other one on the mat with his back down, there could be curtains. 1:30 left in the second period. Dave Ritz of Highland leads 3-1. Ruffin has not lost since the first Saturday of the season. Rich has not lost at all this season. Something's got to give. We're probably lucky that Al Maloney's not out there in the finals. If he ever got under the two of these guys, we would never see him again.
That's true.
With a bear hug takedown, takes a 5-1 lead. Monstrous proportions out there on the mat. "30 seconds to go in the second period. Ritz with a 5-1 lead over Jermaine Ruffin.
Big lead for Ritz, especially in a match with guys this big. In total control of the match.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt, he's dominated almost right from the opening whistle. That's the end of the second period. Ritz leads 5-1. Third period, Ruffin chooses down. Some great matches in this Region 8 tournament.
Everybody really look forward to this final at heavyweight, and it's been all Dave Ritz so far. 5-1. Ruffin to his feet. There's the escape.
Well, when you get two guys this big, it's not worth the effort to stay on top and try and keep him down. Especially when you have the only two takedowns. Yeah, the only two takedowns in the match. In on the bear hug attempt again. In on a single. Ritz is showing great agility.
Watch himself here.
.120 to go in the third period of regulation time. 5-2. Ritz the leader. Ruffin's got to take the shots. Ritz countering. Nice speed by Ritz. Third takedown on Ruffin. .7-2. Less than a minute to go. Reversal by Ruffin. 45 seconds to go. 7-4. Ritz in the lead. He's got to keep him flat, Steve, to turn him. Can't let him to his feet. There's the escape. 8-4. Ritz with the lead. Highland called for the stall warning. 30 seconds remaining in regulation. What a great tournament, Steve. The people have enjoyed these 14 weight classes, and there's more to come. We'll be showing some of the consolations tonight.
Ritz going to get another takedown here, John.
There it is. 10 seconds to go. 10-4. Ritz in the lead. Gets revenge from last year. Point Paulsboro makes it 10-5, but 1 second to go. Dave Ritz will win to give Highland their 35th champion in regional competition. There's an escape. 10-6 should be the final. It says 10-5 on the board.
10-6 for Dave Ritz.
Great final. Great finals.
And now for the awards.
All right, Steve, we're going to take a break and then come back with some consolation action from Absegami High School Region 8 Wrestling Championships. Stay tuned. 112 pounds, last 5 seconds of the period. Andy Vallejo wrestling against Jason Mercado of Pittman. This is the third place bout, and Vallejo just went out of bounds, almost had the takedown, Steve.
That was a good flurry right there on the out of bounds as we go at the end of one.
End of one, no score, and this, of course, was a District 29 semifinal match in which Mercado kind of ran roughshod over Vallejo.
That's right. It was a close match for 2 periods, and Mercado, as he did in the district finals, did a great job winning the district semis.
You can see we're shooting from almost ground level right now at this moment, having a little technical difficulty with our other camera, and hopefully that'll be adjusted soon, and we'll be back in the air looking down as we see a 1-0 lead by Mercado on the escape.
Good shot there by Vallejo on a single.
Of course, Vallejo getting to this point, he came in and beat Derek Cheeseman of Millville 8-6 on Wednesday night, and then one of the bigger upsets in the tournament. He knocked off Region 8 runner-up Tom Storer of Highland, the #1 seed, 8-6 in overtime in the semifinals. Then he got beat by Demian Green, Paulsboro he beat Storer in the quarterfinals and got beat by Demian Green and Paulsboro in the semifinals.
Yeah, that was Demian Green is in the finals. And he'll be wrestling Todd Trampay.
Well, we've already seen that match, Steve. These consolations are going to be shown after the finals this evening, and you will already know that result when we get to this part. I didn't write down the score of what Demian Green beat Vallejo by earlier today, Steve. I was just curious if you had that score. As you see, Vallejo with a takedown and a 2-1 lead.
Halfway through the second period. Vallejo's tough on top, John.
Well, he has that tilt series down to a science.
Did a great job in the quarterfinals against Tom Storer with that tilt, scoring big back points, which really was the difference in that match.
And until the overtime, then he got takedown in overtime to win it.
It was an exciting Friday night, wasn't it?
Oh, it sure was.
There it is.
There's a tilt again. There's at least a 1 count, 2 count. Going to be back points awarded. Orville Wilson indicating 2 points near fall for the Little Hammer. Andy Vallejo.
It's interesting, Jason Mercado, the district champion in District 29, here in the Consolations, he wrestled Todd Trampay for the 3rd time this year and was pinned for the 3rd time.
Yeah, Trampay really has Jason Mercado's number, and of course Jason Mercado is a giant killer in District 29, not only beating Vallejo, but also beating Demian Green, the returning champion. In fact, this Green, came into this tournament as a returning regional champion, and Mercado, the giant killer, and struggling in this section of the tournament. You see a back count started, but Vallejo didn't get the 2 count by referee Orville Wilson, so it's 4-1 after 2 periods, and there'll be an injury timeout.
John, it's really interesting. These matches, as most people know, are qualifying matches for the state tournament. The loser of this match will go home, and the winner advances to the state tournament.
That's true, and 3rd place is also important, which is why they're using 2 minutes for each period. In the old days, when you wrestled a consolation match, it was kind of like a ho-hum, 1 minute first period, 2 second, 2 third, and congratulations, you got a medal for 3rd place. Now 3rd place is very meaningful, and the 3rd place survivors go on to Cherry Hill East High School for what is popularly known locally as the Super Regions. Actually, it's the pre-quarterfinal round, the preliminary round, pre-quarterfinals of the state tournament. While this match is going on another mat, the 103-pound consolation match between Joe Alexander of Delsey and Nick Catone of Highland is ongoing. And of course, again, Nick Catone pinned by David Gibbon earlier today to be bumped into the consolation bracket. Catone was the #2 seed. And of course, John White, the #1 seed, advanced into the finals by beating Joe Alexander 9-4. So Alexander and Catone going out on another match. We're 5-1 here in the third period. Andy Vallejo leading Jason Mercado in on a single.
Vallejo needs the trip. Mercado's in trouble here, John.
Oh my.
This could be more than just 2 points. Vallejo getting a back count.
Oh, brother. 3-point near fall. That brings it up to 10-1. Andy Vallejo. The little hammers putting a nail in the coffin.
Going to head to the state tournament for the second time in 2 years, apparently.
And next on mat 2 at 1:30, Jason Joseph of Highland.
On mat number 1. Excuse me, on mat number 2 ends.
And Joe Alexander of Delsey will tell you, won that match 6-3 over Nick Catone of Highland. Highland has really struggled throughout the tournament, Steve. It's almost like some of the wrestlers have the HEWs.
Yeah, I think that happens sometimes, and although they have had some outstanding efforts also, John.
Well, that's true. It goes both ways. The HEWs, of course, for those not familiar with the wrestling terminology, has had enough wrestling at this time of the year.
Sure, had enough. Andy Vallejo in control with a 10-1 lead, and as I mentioned, he is heading probably to the state tournament for the second time. If he wins this match, he'll be in the state tournament 2 years in a row.
Third in the regions last year.
Right, and will equal the same performance that his father had when his father was a sophomore, third in then Region 4.
Right.
His fourth as a freshman, third as a sophomore, and then won 2 New Jersey state titles. So,
and then went on to a very successful career at Penn State University.
Mercado to his feet. Vallejo on the single, and Mercado gets the escape.
But a sizable lead with only 20 seconds to go. Andy Vallejo well on his way to qualifying for the Super Regionals, leading 10-2.
Good shot by Vallejo. He's just going to hang on this single, I think, John. Just hang in there and get the win. On this level, all you want to do is advance.
The W is the most important thing.
There's Mercado with a takedown.
Orville Wilson, the referee, calls timeout. 1 point.
On an illegal hold. And they're going to wipe off the takedown.
Wipe off the takedown and stand him up. How about that? It's 11-2.
Kind of meaningless at this point, with 4 seconds to go, but good official does his job, whistle to whistle, just like a good wrestler.
And another satisfaction, a little bit of revenge for Andy Vallejo, who earlier today or last night rather, beat Tom Storer, and now he beats Jason Mercado, and will go on to the Super Regionals. We're going to take a little break, Steve. We'll be right back right after this. £125 consolation action. Kevin Van Brill in the familiar green and gold of Clearview. He's wrestling John Driscoll of Williamstown. Of course, Kevin Van Brill, no stranger to the Region 8 tournament, second as a freshman, first as a sophomore, and now he's going for a third place. He's a 3-time district champion, going for his third consecutive medal in the Region 8 tournament. Kind of hampered with an injury, Steve. During the semifinals, he lost to Dean Jones of Mainland 3-1. That's the only wrestler that had beaten him prior to this tournament this year.
Very physical wrestler in Dean Jones, and Kevin Van Brill tries for a headlock, slips. And in freestyle, they'd stand you back up, but that's a 2-point takedown for John Driscoll of Williamstown.
Kevin Van Brill entering this bout 24 wins and 2 losses. As I mentioned, both losses to Dean Jones of Mainland, who's in the region, made the regional finals for the second consecutive year. And John Driscoll lost to West Effort's Tim Narcissi 5-3. John Driscoll 21-3 entering this match, as you see an escape by Van Brill.
Van Brill seems like he's going out there for big moves, and there's another try for a big move, and he gets it, I think.
Not yet. Got to wait on that headlock, and that's one of the reasons why. It's so easy to slip sometimes, and if you do, you can come up with a takedown of your own. No takedown yet. Dave Smith, the soccer coach at Lower Cape May High School, is the official on the mat, being assisted by Alan Maloney.
Still in the neutral position. Driscoll in on a leg, needs to get some motion with that leg. Van Brill's looking for spladles and cradles and headlocks. And I think this is an unfamiliar position for Kevin Van Brill to be in a consolation match, John.
He's been in the finals of the districts and the regions the last 2 years.
No control on the side of the mat. You see Van Brill taking injury time, and again, he did that this afternoon 3 times, and here again in the consolation match.
Used all his injury time in the semifinals, John. He has a pulled muscle, pulled thigh or groin muscle, and is really banged up.
John Marinelli is coach. You can see hovering over him, along with standing in the picture, Bill Chiaffi, assistant coach. Van Brill, John Driscoll, we'll mention, from Williamstown, a senior, was the District 30 champion. He beat Marvin Hamilton Jr. 3-2 on Friday night, and then lost to Narcissi, so he's in the Consolations here against Van Brill, who was the District 29 champion, and beat Ross Compagnola of Clearview 7-5, not of Clearview, of Ocean City, I'm sorry, 7-5, and then lost to Dean Jones 3-1 to give the matchup here between Driscoll and Van Brill.
Very interesting weight class, a lot of upsets, John. Number 1 seed Scott Guerin of Oakcrest going down in the quarterfinal round. Larry Smashy of Delsey, also a district champion. I don't really consider that an upset in the fact that he lost to Dean Jones.
Right.
By a technical fall 16-1. I'm a little surprised about that, the nature of the win, but Dean Jones, heck of a wrestler.
Very physical, very physical. Tyrone Capers, by the way, of Cumberland, won by medical forfeit over Steve Sorbello of Paulsboro. So Steve Sorbello, the senior, who beat the number 1 seed. First of all, he beat Dave Castellini of Buna on the opening night, 11-1. Then he upset the number 1 seed Nick Donato of Highland, 7-1. Lost to Michael Zeckman, as you see Van Brill going for a takedown. Lost to Zeckman 5-1. And then was supposed to wrestle Tyrone Capers of Cumberland and lost by medical default.
Wow.
Watch this.
Pancake to a headlock. Nice pancake to a headlock by Van Brill.
Oh, brother.
Big trouble. Big trouble for Driscoll.
See both officials out there, Dave Smith on the right and Al Maloney on the left. Watching, make sure everything is legal, and watching for the fall. Oh, my.
Looks really tight, John. They're in the middle of the mat, and there's still over a minute to go in the period. I'll be very surprised if Driscoll gets out of this.
No way Driscoll escapes this, is there? He's fighting. He's going to avoid the pin. 3-point near fall.
6-3 for Van Brill. Gutty performance there by Driscoll.
Well, and you see Van Brill, well, you don't see him on camera. We see him off camera, limping away. He's really been fighting that injury. And on the other mat, by the way, while we're going on here, Jason Joseph of Highland is wrestling Matt Schifalalio of Buna. Schifalalio, a senior, who was the number 3 seed. He got beat by Joe Manchio, the number 2 seed from Sterling, 12-5 in the semifinals. Jason Joseph, the number 5 seed, he finished second at Manchio in District 30. He made the semis and got beat by Paulsboro Seneca Cooper at Tech Fall 22-7. So Joseph is wrestling Schifalalio, Steve, and I see a 4-4 score on the board. 3rd period action.
I felt that would be a real close match, John.
And now we see Van Brill ready to climb aboard John Driscoll. 2nd period, 55 seconds remaining. This is an all-time first for Channel 5, doing some consolation action at the Region 8 tournament in Absegami.
Van Brill looking for a Merkel. Standing Merkel, doesn't get it. Driscoll gets the escape, but Van Brill's in real good position here, John, with Driscoll's head down. He's going to look for another drop.
Oh my. Tried that lateral drop in the knees, didn't work.
Yeah.
Driscoll, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, John, Kevin Van Brill's come out with nothing but big moves in mind tonight. And I guess when you're a little banged up, a lot of times you want to end it if you can. It's really tough on this level to do so as the 2nd period ends.
Well, it sure is. I was going to mention the 2nd period ends here. As you said, the coach of John Driscoll is Ralph Ross Jr., the son of the Highland head coach, one of the first that I can remember father-son coaching combinations in South Jersey?
Oh yeah, I don't remember any other father-son coaching combination, but one thing, Ralph's done a good job at Williamstown this year. Really, not so much in a win and loss record, but you can see that he's sort of laid a foundation for, a good solid program in the future.
Well, he got some people to come out and wrestle, which is what they were lacking last year, and very energetic and a very aggressive young coach. You see Dave Smith award the point for the escape.
Van Brill again trying to crowd and look for a headlock. Driscoll backing towards the edge of the mat.
The other match going on is 6-6 with 20 seconds left in the third period. And you can hear the crowd reaction, and what we got is Cipollio getting a near fall and is going to win that match, it looks like, against Jason Joseph.
As Van Brill limps back to the center, leading 7-4. 1:22 to go, 1:22.
And you see people cheering and clapping in the background, and that's because, excuse me, Matt Cipollio of Buda has beaten Jason Joseph of Highland 9-6.
Minute to go in the match we're watching. Kevin Van Brill leading 7-4 over John Driscoll of Williamstown. Van Brill's going to be a kid, John, that more likely than not is going to have 100 high school career victories.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt, Steve. He's quite a competitor.
It's hard to believe he'll be a senior next year. It's just
time flies.
Yeah, it goes fast. He's in on a single here.
Van Brill in deep. I got a kick out of watching the replay last week, and or the Channel 5 production of the District 29 tournament, watching Van Brill's interview with John Mondelli after his matches. You see the takedown given, 2 points for Van Brill. Now you see a discussion between Al Maloney and Dave Smith. And we might have that takedown decision wiped off the boards. We do.
It's wiped off.
No takedown.
Alan said, no way. What are you calling?
Van Brill all smiles last week after his championship, trailing Marvin Hamilton Jr. in that championship final, and then getting a takedown, a cradle, and a pin in the third period.
Now, we started off last week so fast and furious at the districts. Those first 4 matches, just fabulous.
And there it is. Kevin Van Brill wins by an 8-4 decision, 9-4 decision over John Driscoll of Williamstown. Kevin Van Brill will be going to Cherry Hill East Tuesday night for the Super Regions.
If I were John Driscoll, I'd stay ready because Kevin Van Brill doesn't look too healthy at this point. Of course, the 4th place wrestler is the alternate.
That's true. On the other mat, of course, Kevin Jackson of Woodbury and Dom Delegata of Buda. 135-pound consolation.
At 145, Dave Giroux of Wildwood, Aaron Steinauer, Absegami.
On mat number 1, the 140-pound consolation bout matches up Ryan Monroe of Absegami and Kurt Pace of Pennsville. Maybe if we're lucky, we can swing around and catch that match with Jackson on it. Jackson just got taken down by Dom Delegata of Buda, and he's losing 2-0 in the first period with about 15 seconds to go.
We need to keep your fire lanes open, so when you're seated in a fire lane, please try to swing to one side or the other. We must keep those fire lanes open.
Of course, when the people see this, Steve, I guess this is going to be on Wednesday and Thursday. So the Super Regionals will already have taken place when people get a chance to view this.
Yeah, and it's going to be a great Super Region, or it would have been a great Super Region, as when we do these things on delayed tape and we show the finals before. And
you can see we have now switched to the Kevin Jackson and Dom Delegata match. We're starting the second period. Delegata on the bottom is leading 2-0. Kevin Jackson has shown flashes of brilliance during the tournament. He came in as actually the number 12 seed because he was third in the district. knocked off Derek Warfel of Millville 3-1. Advanced by knocking off number 4 seed Jason Torres of Absegami 6-0. Met the number 1 seed Mike Davidson in the semis and got pinned in 5-11, but it was a quite competitive match for quite a while. And now he's wrestling against Dom Delegata, the number 3 seed from Buda. Delegata advanced by beating Bob Pizzuto of Edgewood 8-1. And then he lost to Scott Seibert 5-3 in overtime when Seibert headlocked him 15 seconds into that overtime. So we have Jackson and Delegata battling. Roy Fenimore, the official, and Orville Wilson, the assistant official.
Dom Delegata, who wrestled at 106 pounds last year.
Amazing, isn't it?
Now at 140.
Shades of that
Michael Lombardo.
Michael Lombardo wrestled, what, 148 one year for Paulsboro, 189 state champ the next.
Yeah, and
went on to North Carolina State and was a heavyweight.
that's right. This wrestler is really filled out too. He's not a small 135 either. He's really grown.
Nephew of Ricky Delegata, who was inducted into the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame last November and had quite a career at Buda himself and then on to University of Kentucky.
Delegata very tough on top, John, as most Buda wrestlers are. Very, very good on the offensive position, leg wrestling, riding a power half. Jackson's also very good on the mat.
Of course, I guess that style is typical of someone coached by Doug Castellari and Billy Ward. Doug Castellari, a Buda product, and Billy Ward went to St. Augustine.
Yeah, St. Augustine and on to, I believe, Drexel.
I believe you're right.
Doug Castellari wrestled at Temple, where he was an NCAA Division I All-American.
Yeah.
At the Meadowlands.
At the Meadowlands.
1982, no, a little later than that, about 86.
Jack Hill, of course, the Woodbury coach.
Rich Venuto, his assistant.
Jack Hill, Woodbury product. Rich Venuto, a Polo 6 product. We're at the end of the first period, are we, Steve? Second period, 4-0 is the score, and Delegata is leading.
I think Kevin Jackson's performance, John, has just been typical of what has happened with the District 29 wrestlers in this tournament. I mean, a lot of seconds and thirds really advancing far and placing in this tournament. You mentioned Steve Sobella, who defaulted earlier. He was another third-place wrestler who got to the Final Four, finishing 4th on the medical forfeit.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, 23 wrestlers from District 29 advanced into the Final Four of this tournament. That's amazing in a 4-district regional location. 23 wrestlers from one district.
Yeah, par would be 14 just for an average, because there are 4 districts, 1 in each weight class, would be 14 wrestlers. District 29 having 23.
Amazing.
And you know, for years in this tournament, District 31 had pretty much dominated at least the number of place winners.
Right.
And even though 2 of the better teams, Highland and Paulsboro, were from other districts, District 31, I think now is being replaced by, at least this year, by District 29.
Now, certainly by the efforts of Paulsboro and West Deptford and Kingsway and Pittman and Woodbury. Clearview having Van Brill.
A lot of wrestlers from District 29.
Which makes that District 29 wrestling tournament that we televised the finals so much more memorable, because we saw them perform so well there. As you see a back count coming up by referee Roy Fenimore.
Not a real good angle here, but it looked like Delegata had a Sullivan ride on Kevin Jackson and turned him for 2 easy back points.
And it's now 6-0 with 50 seconds to go.
Despite this loss, Kevin Jackson's had a heck of a year.
And he'll be back.
Yeah, he's only a junior. Actually came into this tournament 21-2. He corrected my, we had an error at the seeding meeting, 21-2 coming into the tournament.
You're kidding.
Yeah, that was it.
21-4 was a bad record, huh?
Right. His coach didn't pick it up, but he did, as most kids will. Losses were to Seneca Cooper and Kevin Logue. Seneca Cooper in a dual meet, and Kevin Logue in the district semifinals.
Going to have to give that Jack Hill a lesson on mathematics.
Well, I don't think that was Jack's strong suit. I coached Jack in high school.
15 seconds to go. Kevin Jackson on the short end of a 6-0 score. 135-pound consolation match in the Region 8 tournament at Absegami High School. Oh my. Well, Jackson gets the escape right at the end, Steve, but it's not enough. And Dom Delegata places third by a final score of 6-1 over Kevin Jackson of Woodbury. Dom Delegata goes to the Super Regions at Cherry Hill East High School. We're going to take another break, and we'll be back right after this. Back in action at 152 pounds. Third place consolation match between Rich Wilson of Overbrook and Joe Harry of Kingsway. Joe Harry in the red uniform, of course, and there's going to be the first 2 points of this bout. A takedown by Joe Harry.
Inside knee pick by Joe Harry. Not a real clinic move, but 2 points nonetheless.
Rich Wilson came into this tournament as the number 5 seed from District 30. He beat Eric Metz of Middle Township in a 3-0-4 fall in his first match on Wednesday night. He advanced to the next round by beating number 4 seed Lionel Rodriguez of Buena 13-6. He was pinned by West Effort's Brad Entrikin in the semifinals. And now he's up against Joe Harry. Joe Harry comes in as the number 7 seed. He beat Jason Land of St. James 8-5. He won by injury default, a disqualification against Jess Compagnola of Ocean City. Jess Compagnola carried a 24-1 record against Joe Harry. Was winning 8-5 when he was called for a slam. Joe Harry was injured, could not continue, and won by disqualification. Joe Harry then lost in overtime to Bob Jones of Shalleck, 8-6. Shalleck got a 2-point near fall in the last 5 seconds to force the overtime. Then got a takedown 1 minute and 8 seconds into the overtime to force Joe Harry into the consolation bout. So that's where we are right now. Rich Wilson of Overbrook, Joe Harry of Kingsway. Joe Harry leading 2-0.
Riding the double grapevine legs. You see a lot of that out of Harry earlier in the year, but seems to be using the legs a little bit more at tournament time.
Oh, I never forget that dual meet this year between George Wilson and Joe Harry. That was the 2 wrestlers, right? Both.
No, Joe Harry wrestled Frank Damager.
Ah, I'm sorry, Frank Damager. That's
it's
right.
It's tough when you don't see them all right in order. That was Matt Hoover.
Hoover, that's right. They're very similar styles. You see Wilson with a attempt for a reversal here. He gets a reversal. It's Harry on his back. Harry in big trouble. Big trouble. Oh my. Oh my. Rich Wilson like a shark in blood-stained waters. Oh, brother.
Working for the fall. Joe Harry, as you said, advanced. It was a shame for Jess Capanola to lose that match the way he did.
Oh, my. At least 3 back points. There's the buzzer for the end of the period, but 3 back points. Rich Wilson takes a 5-2 lead. How about that? How quickly things change.
Joe Harry is a very exciting wrestler, as we saw in the District 29 finals. And we also saw a very similar situation to what we saw right there against Clearview, where he was leading big and was caught by Paul Duffy and pinned.
Well, Brad Entrikin, the District 29 champion at 152 pounds. But Joe Harry is a junior, and he'll be back next year. Brad Entrikin, of course, a senior, and we'll move on to greener pastures.
Yeah, probably on to college. Looks like he'd be a good college wrestler.
Oh, he certainly would be.
And Kingsway.
One of several outstanding wrestlers in West Effort's program. Joe Harry, one of several outstanding wrestlers in the Kingsway program. Both teams to be reckoned with next year.
No question. And Kingsway is just so young, John. I mean, they're gonna have an outstanding program, at least for the next 2 years. I mean, be right up there in the top in South Jersey, I believe.
Kingsway, the Tri-County Conference Royal Division champion, of course, this year. West Effort, the runner-up to Paulsboro in the Colonial Conference. Both could be conference champions again next year.
Or group champions.
Or group champions. West Effort, South Jersey Group 2 champion. Kingsway was in that tournament.
That's
Got
right.
beat by Buena.
Right, and that'll be an interesting match next year, Paul. West Effort and Kingsway. No doubt about that. I know we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but there are just
Gloucester County is just really tough right now, John.
Why not? It's fun to look ahead when you got all these young wrestlers coming back. On the other mat, there's just had an injury time out of there. Ryan Monroe of Absegami battling Kurt Pace of Pennsville as we watch Rich Wilson of Overbrook in the orange and blue uniform against Joe Harry of Kingsway in the red uniform. We're in the second period. 1:49 left, 5-2 the score in favor of Wilson. Wilson, a senior, 28-4 entering this bout. Joe Harry, as we mentioned, a junior, 20 wins and 6 losses entering this bout.
Very impressive sophomore, Rich Wilson, John.
Yes, he is.
Nice ankle pick.
Oh, my. Thing of beauty.
Great pick.
That makes it 7-2 in favor of Wilson. He's run and a half. Run out of room. Orville Wilson, the referee. And just concluding on the other mat, that Ryan Monroe of Absegami won by decision over Kurt Pace of Pennsville, 5-4. Ryan Monroe, coached by Gene Barber. Now, Steve, can you believe this? His 19th year as head coach at Absegami High School.
That is unbelievable that he's been here 19 years.
I can remember him when he was in the cradle.
And you're talking about a real cradle. Like
Baby cradle.
Baby cradle, not...
His brother Larry, a classmate of mine years ago, and came to school one day. He says, I got a new brother at home, and we were a little young then. We were in junior high school. We're saying, new brother? Where'd you get a new brother from? Oh, Mom brought him home. Come on over to the house. Let's look at him. Went over into the nursery, and there was little Gene Barber in a crib, and Larry Barber, of course, my classmate, and brother Butchie Barber went on to be a state champion for Paulsboro High School. Were our playing partners in those days. You see the match stop for a potentially dangerous move.
There's 52 seconds to go here in the second period, John, and it's 7-2 for Rich Wilson. You mentioned Gene. It was interesting. I was sitting in on the seating meeting on last Sunday, and the first weight class, Gene Barber's in the front row. And for people who don't know this, John Vogeding was Gene Barber's English teacher in high school. And John just looked at him and said, you know, I used to be able to keep you after school for this because Gene just wouldn't shut up.
Wrestling while we have this break on mat number 2. On mat number 1, Dave Garreau of Wildwood is wrestling Aaron Steinhauer of Absegami. That Dave Garreau of Wildwood entered this tournament 22-0. He was the number 4 seed. He barely beat John Craig of West Deptford 6-4 in overtime. And then he got tech fall by number 1 seed Mike McGinley of Highland. And he's in this consolation match against Aaron Steinhauer of Absegami. Aaron Steinhauer, the number 10 seed, entering the tournament with a 13-6 record. He pinned Matt Evans of Triton. Then he had a medical walkthrough, medical forfeit walkthrough over Jason Brown of Paulsboro, who had a problem with his neck, injured it in practice, was advised not to continue and had to forfeit. And then Steinhauer got pinned by Jack Medford of Pennsgrove and is now wrestling against Dave Garreau of Wildwood for the number 3 position in this region. You see in the corner of Rich Wilson, the venerable Paul Moriello. While we have a injury timeout here, we'll take a quick break and be back right after this. Back in action at 152 pounds, Consolation, Rich Wilson of Overbrook in the orange top, wrestling Joe Harry of Kingsway. Just went out of bounds, 33 seconds remaining in the second period. The score is 7-2 in favor of Rich Wilson. Orville Wilson, the referee, and the assistant referee is Dave Smith.
Orville Wilson, who reffed the District 29 tournament.
Yes, he did. Dave Smith, better known as the brother of Dennis Smith, who's the Delran High School coach.
I'm sure he'll appreciate that.
And a former state champion. Well, Dave Smith never was a state champion.
No, he was a region champ, though. And
you know, I don't think that's true, though. You know what? I said that for a couple years in a row, and then I asked him about it one day, and there used to be another wrestler who went to Lenape by exactly the same
really?
thing. Yeah, there was a difference. The other guy was an Afro-American. Dave Smith, of course not, and he corrected me one day. So that wasn't me. That was the other Dave.
Harry in big trouble again, John. Armbar series.
Oh, brother.
So I guess he was not a region champ.
No.
I stand corrected.
And we'll see back points, 2 back points. That makes it 9-2 after 2 periods.
What a great job down here at Absegami again by Harry Ackerman and his staff, John.
Always a pleasure to come here because there's so much seating room and such great crowds show up for these events down here.
And they really know how to run a region tournament.
They do. They do. Of course, you know, Roy Fenimore is the athletic director of Williamstown High School, and they have a brand new facility going up at Williamstown. And you see a reversal by Joe Harry. And he'd love to have the Region 8 tournament moved to Williamstown. So if Harry Ackerman ever gets tired of hosting Region 8, it might someday end up at Williamstown High School. Roy Fenimore said he was in the facility, which hasn't opened yet. Said the gymnasium is, if you can believe this, and this is a huge gymnasium, so that gymnasium at the new Williamstown High School is 20 feet longer than this gym.
Wow.
10 feet narrower, but 20 feet longer.
That's a big facility.
Whew. 9-4, we're in the 3rd period, 1:42 left.
More timeouts than action in this match, John.
We mentioned on the other mat going on at the same time, Dave Grohl of Wildwood against Aaron Steinhauer of Absegami, and Grohl is leading that match 7-2. They're late in the 2nd period.
Harry with the double grapevine legs. Wilson doing a good job controlling one of Harry's legs, and they're out of bounds. With 1:23 to go here in the 3rd.
And we get an indication of injury time once more.
I think this has to be blood, John, because, I mean, you only get 2 minutes injury time, and it's been going on for a long time.
Well, Orville indicated to start the injury time clock, which is a sign that there is not a blood timeout.
Maybe that was the first injury time then.
Might have been. Interestingly, we're talking about injury time and recovery time, and for people not aware of it, if there's an illegal hold, like a slam, wrestlers entitled, as you see the escape there, to make it 10-4, favor of Wilson. Harry in on a takedown attempt, they go out of bounds. Wrestlers allowed 2 minutes of recovery time after an illegal slam or some kind of an illegal hold that forces a timeout.
Now we have blood.
Now we have blood time. But a wrestler is also entitled to 2 minutes of injury time, although he cannot take that consecutively with recovery time.
That's correct, John. In other words, if the wrestler uses 30 seconds of injury time because if he's injured on a legal move and he is slammed or has something else illegal happen to him, he still has his full 2 minutes of recovery time, and then he could be injured again on another legal move and use more of that injury time. A little complicated.
It is. Paul Moriello talking to Rich Wilson, and over in the other corner you see Joe Harry being attended to for the blood timeout.
I don't know if a lot of fans know this, but when a wrestler is injured or if they have blood time or whatever, they are not allowed to be coached.
That's true.
And the other wrestler can be coached. That's why you see the official stand there by the injured wrestler.
Over the other mat, we did have a final decision. Winner by a fall in 4 minutes and 39 seconds was that Dave Garreau of Wildwood over Aaron Steinhauer of Absegami.
Joe Harris had 2 good shots in a row that resulted in nothing because he was just out of bounds on both takedowns.
On deck, mat 1 at 189, Dave Jamison of Kingsway, Greg Sawyer, Delsey.
Harry in again. I think he's going to get a takedown here, and there it is. He now trails 10-6. Run out of time, though, only 30 seconds to go as he cuts loose Rich Wilson. Again, the winner of this match will go to the state tournament, Super Regionals.
11-6 the score with 20 seconds. The clock is running. Joe Harry running out of time.
Kingsway had a great tournament, John. Kevin Logue, Andy Vallejo, Matt Borzio.
Certainly
no wrestlers in the finals, but just a great tournament. Really stepped their program up a level.
9 seconds remaining in this match. Just starting on the other mat is Sean Hendricks of Deptford against Chris Bailey of Pittman in another District 29, all District 29 match. Warning given to Overbrook for stalling.
7 seconds to go. Harry in, takes Wilson down. And he's just going to run out of time, John. 11-8.
How about that? Rich Wilson of Overbrook, winner by decision, 11-8 over Joe Harry of Kingsway to earn the right to go on to the Super Regions at Cherry Hill East.
The next on mat 2 at 160, Kevin Baker of Sterling, Sean McDade, Pennsville.
We switch over to mat number 1, and we're at 171 pounds, the consolation match. Sean Hendricks of Deptford in the gold top and black bottoms, and he's wrestling Chris Bailey of Pittman in the orange top and black shorts. No score. Minute and 10 seconds left in the period.
On deck, mat 2 at heavyweight.
Sean Hendricks came in as the number 5 seed. He won 7-3 over Joe Tormaccio of Millville in the first round. Then he pinned number 4 seed David Creel of Overbrook in 306. Lost to the top seed Sean Scannell in the semifinals and is now up against Chris Bailey of Pittman. Chris Bailey coming in as the number 2 seed. He advanced an 11-5 win over Chaz Gay of Lower Cape May. Then lost 9-6 to Nick Lopez of Washington Township. So it's Hendricks against Bailey for the 3rd place bronze medal. Stalling a warning on Chris Bailey.
I was shocked that Chris Bailey was beaten in the semifinals today, John. A big upset. Nick Lopez just wrestled a real solid match.
Yes, he did. Very few mistakes. He's a sophomore, a 20-3 record.
And this is a rematch of District 29 final. 3rd meeting between these two wrestlers this year.
Yep.
Bailey's won the first 2.
What did Scannell beat Hendricks by? Do you remember, Steve? It was a decision, right?
Yeah, it was a decision. I think it was 6-1 or 8-1. Certainly look it up here in a minute, John.
15 seconds to go in the first period. No score between Hendricks and Bailey. Period running out. That's the end of one period.
Doug Tenbrook, the Millville coach, handing me my portfolio where I have some updated brackets, and we'll check that score.
And we have a 2-0 score with Bailey the leader over Hendricks after one period.
Score was 7-0, John, in the semifinals.
7-0. Okay, I failed to write that down this afternoon, Steve.
A lot of wrestling. It's hard to remember.
Well,
a lot of things going on, especially at the end of that semifinal round. We certainly enjoyed showing the finals. We hope people haven't gone to bed yet. As you see, 2 points by Chris Bailey, having a 4-1 lead. Of course, this is the first time that Channel 5 has shown the consolation matches, and of course the most important matches for the gold medal were the championship matches that you'll watch. And now if you're still hanging in there, these are the consolation matches with teams going for that bronze medal and the right to compete in the state tournament, continue on, compete in the state tournament. These are big matches, John, because the quality of the wrestling is very good on this level. And you're also talking about the opportunity to advance to the next level. And I think because Region 8 is so tough, a lot of times if you can get through this round, you can advance to the state tournament. You know, you get a Region 7 wrestler in the next round, and not to put down Region 7, but historically Region 8 has been the tougher of the 2 regions, and you have life. If you can take 3rd place here,
you never can tell what will happen.
Mark Saul took 3rd place here 2 years ago and advanced all the way to the state finals.
Last year, of course, the state champion. Escape by Bailey, an intentional escape, makes the score 4-2 in favor, escape by Hendricks rather, making a score 4-2 in favor of Chris Bailey of Pittman. On the other mat, while we're watching this one, is Kevin Baker of Sterling and Sean McDade of Pennsville battling for 3rd place. Someone made an interesting observation earlier today. I think it was Bob Frederick said that if you put hair on Chris Bailey's head, of course he's got a shaved head.
Right.
Put hair on his head with a little mustache he has, he's almost a clone for that Rob Malofsky of Highland, the assistant coach to Ralph Ross. And you know, Frederick is right.
Very observant. He doesn't have much to do anymore, so that's the kind of stuff. You know, when he was coaching, he'd be nervous and upset stomach, and now he's going around saying which wrestler looks like which coach.
See referee Roy Fenimore giving the double stall call, and of course a point goes to Chris Bailey. That makes it 5-2. Sean Hendricks had been warned earlier for stalling.
Bailey's third trip to the regions, John, and he's never made it to the state tournament, so a win here would give him an opportunity to compete on the next level in his senior season. Sean Hendricks, and I think that at some point, if he doesn't win this match tonight, he'll be in the state tournament someday. He's a big, tough sophomore.
He certainly is, and he's a very good athlete. Chris Bailey, 23-3 coming into this bout. We have started the third period. Chris Bailey, a Pittman on the bottom. Sean Hendricks, just a sophomore. 19-5 entering this bout.
I think this is great for Sean Hendricks. This would give him a lot of confidence, John, finishing in the top 4 in the region tournament. And like I said, everybody, it seemed like they contributed in District 29. Yeah, a lot of teams getting people to these placement rounds, and really happy for the kids and the coaches to do so well.
Chris Bailey with a flurry there, gets an escape. That makes the score 6-2.
Hendricks needs to pick up the pace here, John. Bailey is wrestling his style of match, very methodical, very physically methodical. He's a very physical wrestler. There's a takedown attempt, but Bailey was completely out of bounds.
And out of bounds. We got a glimpse in the corner there of Otis Myers and Greg McLean, the Deptford coaches. Of course, in the other corner, Chuck Williamson and Jimmy Williamson, the Pittman coaches. And as Chuck Williamson Jr. put on his coach's form when we were at the districts, been coaching there for 4 years, and it looks like this may be his last year there.
And his coaching will continue next week.
Oh, it certainly will.
And maybe with Chris Bailey, who is now leading 6-2 with a minute left in the third period. You know, Scott Seibert qualified.
Takedown by Bailey.
Bailey leads 8-2 with 38 seconds to go.
Match on the other mat is tied 4-4 between Kevin Baker of Sterling and Sean McDade of Pennsville at 160 pounds, going for third place. See a nice close-up shot of Sean Hendricks.
All these wrestlers have to come back very quickly on Tuesday.
Not much time to relax.
And of course, when you're watching this, that will be over with, but it is. It's a, you know, usually tournaments wrestled even during the season on a Saturday, and most times your next match is on a Wednesday, so a little bit of an adjustment, but the cream always rises to the top. The tough ones will be there, ready to go.
You see another nice shot of the crowd that's here at Absegami High School. Virtually a full house at every session, Steve. Some really rampant fans in South Jersey. Region 8 tournament always has a nice crowd here at Absegami High School.
That's right, and the competition's been great, and a lot of people braved the weather this morning to be here for today's semifinals, and of course everything's fine outside now, and we're back to almost springtime.
Hurry, hurry, spring.
Yeah, can't kick this weather.
See the intentional escape given to Sean Hendricks. Yeah, Steve, walked out to the car the other morning, saw my Daffodils trying to peek up, and you see a stalling warning given by Roy Fenimore to Sean Hendricks. Another point for Chris Bailey. My Daffodils, my tulips, starting to peek through the soil. then it has to snow.
Oh wow.
Gee whiz.
Not real good for the vegetation, the plants, flowers.
Takedown by Bailey. Escape given to Hendricks. Makes it 11-4. Chris Bailey will advance to the Super Regionals at Cherry Hillies. Final score 11-4. Chris Bailey over Sean Hendricks of Deptford.
Mat 1 at 2:15, Mike Shields, West Deptford, Matt Borzio, Kingsway.
Another District 29 match coming up, Steve.
171, Chris Bailey of Pittman takes third place with a score 11-4.
That's right. It was just announced that Matt Borzio and Mike Shields were up on Mat 1. Of course, here comes Dave Jameson.
That might have been the on-deck call. We're trying to decipher two things going on at once, but it looks like Dave Jameson and Greg Sawyer. Dave Jameson of Kingsway, of course. Greg Sawyer of Delsey. Daddy was a pretty darn good wrestler at Glassboro High School, wasn't he, Steve?
That's right, and both wrestlers' fathers were good wrestlers. Dave Jameson's father wrestled at Deptford High School.
On deck at 2:15, Mike Shields, West Deptford, Matt Borzio, Kingsway.
Okay, I just heard in the background on deck is Shields and Borzio. Another District 29 matchup. This is Dave Jameson of Kingsway, who entered the tournament as the number 4 seed. He won his first match against Tawan Bale of Washington Township 6-4. Lost the number 1 seed Raheem Caldwell of Vineland 10-6, and now is up against Greg Sawyer. Sawyer came in as the number 10 seed, finishing 3rd in District 31. He beat Harry Weber of Deptford in District 29 6-5. He won by disqualification over Mike O'Donnell of Highland, the number 2 seed. Sawyer also wrestled in the semis against Walt Dahl of Ocean City, losing 7-6, and now he's up against Jameson.
No score here in the first period, 1:19 to go.
Well, as I mentioned just a few seconds ago, Greg Sawyer, of course, his daddy wrestled at Glassboro High School in the 1970s, and there was another brother too, wasn't there?
Yeah, there were 2 Sawyer brothers. As a matter of fact, that was a year that I think at that point Glassboro was in District 30, and I believe they were District 30 champions.
Greg's brother Mike?
Greg Sawyer and Mike Sawyer both wrestled at Glassboro in the mid-70s. I think some of the wrestlers on that team were Dan Satilli.
Now you're making me dig out some books
here we go. Go back to 1975, District 30, I think. 74 or 75.
Now you could be right, because in 1975, Glassboro was not in Paulsboro's district, nor were they in 76.
Well, I'd remember that, because I wrestled in the district.
Yeah, and they come in 77 into Paulsboro's district. That was back in your day.
Year after I graduated. Yeah, back in my day, there were some Sawyers that wrestled. I believe they were District 30 then. I think they were District 30 team champions.
Might well have been. I don't have that book with me. We're finished on the other mat, the final of 6-5. That was that match between
Next on mat 2 at heavyweight, Jason Morgan, Williams,
Kevin Baker of Sterling and Sean McDade of Pennsville.
And the result on mat 2 at 160.
One period ends here on mat number 1. Dave Jameson from Kingsway takes a defensive position. We're all tied, 0-0.
Sean McDade, by the way, won that match, Steve, against Kevin Baker of Sterling to advance to the Super Regionals. He won 7-6.
Escape for Jameson from Greg Sawyer. Sawyer lost in the semifinals on a last-minute takedown to that Walt Dahl
of Ocean City. 7-6. Takedown with about 5 seconds left, Steve.
Right.
Really bad. Had the victory and defeat snatched it right out of the jaws of victory. Steve Isles, the Delsey coach, took a little pirouette on the sidelines of the disgust and disappointment as Dull got the takedown.
Tough way to lose a match. Great way to win one, though. I think that's what's so great about the overtime now, John. So I like the sudden death.
Well, it certainly is a likable situation if you win.
And I think that 3 more minutes is just very tough on kids. Sometimes they have to end up wrestling 2 minutes and 30 seconds, but very rare.
On the other mat right now is Jason Morgan of Williamstown and Lou Andujar of Buena in the 275-pound weight class, or the heavyweight division. No score in that match. Andujar got pinned in 30 seconds in the semifinals by that Dave Ritz of Highland, and Jason Morgan got pinned by Jermaine Ruffin of Paulsboro in 2 minutes and 58 seconds. But here we are on mat number 1, 189-pound Consolation, 30 seconds left in the second period.
1-0 for Dave Jamieson on a second period escape.
And he's wrestling that Greg Sawyer, a sophomore from Delsey. Another pair of youngsters, Steve Jamieson, a junior, great football player. Greg Sawyer, a sophomore.
I think Greg Sawyer's a good football player too, John. I read some things about him in the paper, and this is a lot of good young wrestlers.
Yeah.
A lot of underclassmen. Rare that you see that many underclassmen in the upper weights. And these two guys will be back next year.
Al Maloney, of course, the official on the mat with Jamieson and Sawyer. Al Maloney at one time a 3-time regional champion. We're going to take a break and be right back after this message. We're back at 189 pounds, third period action. Dave Jamieson on top against Greg Sawyer of Delsey. Sawyer with a big reversal to take a 2-1 lead.
Nice inside switch there by Greg Sawyer. Takes a 2-1 lead, and there he is with the double grapevine legs. See a lot of that on this level, John.
Oh, you certainly do. Mentioning Al Maloney, the referee, he was a regional champion for Edgewood High School at 98 pounds in 1972 and 1973. The 101-pound regional champion in 1974. Stallmate called. Al Maloney, of course, has his own auto radiator shop over in Berlin. Brought his son Mark to the tournament with us. He celebrated his 6th birthday on Friday, March the 1st. Same birth date as Mrs. Vogue.
Oh, it is.
March the 1st.
March 1st.
Yeah. Marvin Hamilton Sr.'s birthday was February 29th. The leap year baby was 12 years old.
Yeah, Marvin Sr., that is.
Yes,
12.
Marvin Sr.
Turned 12.
Which means he's 48, but we won't mention that. 1:12 remaining in the third period. Greg Sawyer, the sophomore from Delsey, has a 2-1 lead on Dave Jamieson of Kingsway. Kingsway barrels out, ties the score.
Look for Delsey's program to really move up a notch in the next couple years with Smashy and Sawyer, a lot of good young sophomores, and from what I understand, they have a pretty good 7th and 8th grade team this year, and should be back to where they were a few years ago, which is right up at the top of South Jersey.
Well, and Steve Isles is the kind of a coach, as you see the shrug by Sawyer in the takedown. That gives the young sophomore a 4-2 lead with 35 seconds remaining in the third period. Steve Isles, the Delsey coach, Steve, one of my favorites, a Delsey product, comes back home and has done a tremendous job at Delsey.
Just not only is he a good coach, John, but he's a really good person and somebody I have a lot of respect for. Served on a couple committees with Steve, and just an all-around great guy.
And survived working with that John Oberg as the athletic director.
Right, that'll test your patience.
Just kidding, John.
Yeah.
At the end of the period, Greg Sawyer wins 4-2. And he earns the right to go to the Super Regions.
215, Mike Shields, West Denver, Matt Borzio of Kingswood.
And now coming up, the 215-pound battle, District 29 rematch. They met in the semifinals. Mike Shields of West Deptford, Matt Borzio of Kingsway.
Third meeting of the year.
Yeah. The rubber match.
First time it was Mr. Shields by a 7-5 score, and
Second time,
it was Mr. Borzio.
this is the rubber match.
This is it. Winner goes to the state tournament. And for Matt Borzio, this is his last match in high school. You mentioned earlier that he's going to Bucknell University next year and will be wrestling for Bucknell.
Right, there's Mikey Shields, Vince Layton, and Greg Lay in the corner. Mike Shields come in as the number 9 seed. Pinned Chris Carlino of Absegami in 5:27. Won by injury default over that Dave Hale, the number 1 seed and returning champion from Highland. I believe Hale either dislocated or broke his collarbone in that
There was a
match.
broken collarbone there. According to Rob Milosky, the assistant coach from Highland, I really feel bad for that young man. I mean, third in the state last year, number 1 seed here, wrestles about a minute. And
33 seconds, in fact.
wow.
And then Shields lost in a very close and somewhat controversial, if you're from West Deptford area, match that John David of Fallsboro lost 6-4. West Deptford was hit with a stalling call with 14 seconds left to force the overtime, and then John David got a takedown 39 seconds in. You see Matt Borzio get a takedown here. Matt Borzio entered the tournament as the number 3 seed. Pinned Tom Mahoney of Washington Township at 5:07. Lost to Sean Laughlin 17-6 to Lower Cape May Jr. And now battles Mike Shields for the right to continue wrestling. The loser of this bout has to put the togs away for another year.
That's right. Mike Shields, who was 4th here last year. Matt Borzio did not place in the region tournament. Matt Borzio was 1 weight class lower, 189 last year.
2-0 with 1:13 remaining in the first period.
Mike Shields, a district champion in 1995, and Matt Borzio winning his first district title this year.
Matt, of course, tutored early in the season and during the District 29 tournament by his brother Angelo, who was quite a wrestler at Kingsway, and then went on to East Stroudsburg University and was a wrestler there. Is back there now as an assistant coach. Got a chance to get home and tutor his little brother.
And he's at this tournament, John. I saw Angelo earlier today.
Stalling warning called by Orville Wilson against Mike Shields.
Borzio just ran Shields right across the mat, attempting to turn him. Shields tried to slip Borzio to his back. Tried to catch him. But no back points.
No back points, 1 count. You need 2 to get 2 points. Orville Wilson, the referee. Coaching in the corner for West Deptford, Greg Lay and Vince Layton. On the opposite corner, Guy Davidson and Mike McConville. Oh my.
Borzio got a little high there.
No points. Borzio leading 2-0 after 1.
Good counter there by Shields. Borzio was running that bar series, and Shields got a little height and threw his arm back, knocked Borzio right over, and kept Borzio from at least getting 2 back points.
Mike Shields, a strong young man, a good football player.
He's got a lot of wrestling ability too, John.
Well, Daddy was a good wrestler, Jimmer Shields.
Yeah, and he's got a different style of wrestling. He's pretty straight up and down on his feet. I think one of the places that he could improve would probably be with his leg shots. Very, and I know it's tough to go under a 215-pound guy, but he is a very good upper body wrestler.
West Deptford called for stalling there, and they had been warned earlier, so that's a point. 3-0 for Borzio. Oh, my.
Borzio headlocks
Oh, my.
Mike Shields.
Gets the takedown. He got the takedown. We've seen a lot of this during the tournament, Steve. Even though Mike Shields landed clearly out of bounds, Matt Borzio, was all inbounds. And the wrestler attempting to takedown, he's the one who has to be inbounds on that move, and if it ends up that way where he's in, the other man's out, he gets the credit for the takedown. No back points because your blades and your shoulders have to be inbounds for a back count. But it's 5-0 in favor of Matt Borzio.
Attempting to get near 4 points here.
Oh, brother. Oh, my. Oh, brother.
Borzio now in a cradle.
3-point near fall, signaled by Orville Wilson. Boy, that's as close as you get to a pin without not getting pinned. That makes it 8-0 in favor of Shields. And on the other mat, we had a fall in 5 minutes and 14 seconds. Lou Andujar of Buna pinned Jason Morgan of Williamstown.
Never works out, John. I think the mat that they want to pick up is the mat that they're wrestling on. They have to pick up a mat here, and always seems that way.
Yeah, when they broke down for the finals, of course, you have to eliminate one mat and center the other mat. And you've already seen that action earlier this evening. 25 seconds left in the second period. Borzio up 8-0.
Stalling warning on Shields.
That's another point. That's a third stalling call. First was a warning, now 2 calls.
As the second period comes to an end. Matt Borzio in complete control, leading 9-0. You have to be careful with Mike Shields because Mike Shields, very dangerous. He can throw you at any time.
Oh, he loves the throws. Sometimes it's mentally tough to get ready for a consolation match, but what's on the line, and maybe the seniors are more hungrier than the underclassmen, but this is your bronze medal bout, and this is your invitation to continue wrestling in the state tournament if you can win here.
There's no tomorrow for the loser of this match. Of course, Mike Shields has next year, and Matt Borzio has college, but you know, I think there's a big roll right there. Looked like Borzio was in a little bit of trouble, but he maintained his composure, which is so important when you're rolling around on the mat like that, and came up on top.
1:25 left in the third period. Matt Borzio of Kingsway leading Mike Shields 9-0.
Matt Borzio is just a worker out there. Mike Shields is a wrestler and very dangerous, and he'll catch in a lot of things and has a lot of good techniques that he used and throughout this whole season and really throughout the last 2 seasons. But Matt Borzio just comes at you for 6 minutes, John.
Oh, he certainly does. Hey, I just saw Chuck Williamson, the Gloucester County College coach, walking through, Steve, and you know, his team won the Division III National Championship, had 6 All-Americans, and Chuck wasn't there to see it. Had a little bit of a heart problem, diagnosed as a little weakening of the heart muscle. The doctor said no surgery necessary, but prescribed rest and medication, and this might be the first time Chuck's been out in about 2 weeks.
Well, Chuck, his team did a wonderful job. I saw Michael Lamb earlier and congratulated Mike on a great season by the Roadrunners and to win a Division III National Championship. Bring that home to Gloucester County, I think, is fabulous.
Mike, of course, a former Highland wrestler, a Gloucester County College wrestler, and North Carolina wrestler. As we see back points being counted, Mike Shields, 30 seconds to go, on his back, battles off it again. 3-point near fall.
To his back again, but I think they're out of bounds. Well, maybe there's a reversal.
There is a reversal. That makes it 14-2. So Mike Shields, ever so close to being tech fall, gets a couple points back, and it makes it 14-2. 20 seconds left in this bronze medal bout.
Trip to Cherry Hill and
still a chance to be a state champion.
That's true.
The winner can be a state champion, and I think that that's something that I don't think we've had a third placer win a state title, have we, John?
I know we've had seconds. I don't know if we've ever had a third. I'd have to really go to the record books for that, but there's still hope when there's still life. Green is called for stalling. That's going to be a 2-pointer, and that makes it 16-2. Oh my. An escape here is a tech fall, but there's only 10 seconds left.
Well, one way or the other, Matt Borzio is going to win.
He certainly will.
There it is, as the Consolations come to a close.
Final score, Matt Borzio 16, Mike Shields of West Deptford 2, and Matt Borzio advances to the state tournament. Steve, we're going to take one last break, and then we'll be back to wrap up this Region 8 tournament 1996 here at Absegami High School.
Please make sure you drive carefully while leaving the parking lot.
Here we are at Absegami High School, Steve, the conclusion of the championship round of Region 8 Wrestling, the consolation matches that we showed you. And we're going to wrap it up real quick. They just made an announcement that Timmy Narcissi of West Deptford won the Outstanding Wrestler Award, which is kind of fitting in this tournament because West Deptford dominated the finals, going a perfect 4-for-4 with their 4 wrestlers, who were...
Well, we had, first of all, John White at 103, Jason Gardner at 119, Tim Narcissi 125, and then Brad Entrican at 152.
What a marvelous performance by the West Deptford wrestlers in the final. And, next year we have White coming back, we have Gardner coming back. Of course, Narcissi and Entrican are seniors, but they have a power-packed team coming back along with Kingsway in District 29. District 29 did very well in this tournament.
John, just absolutely dominant. John Marinelli, by the way, was named Region 8 Coach of the Year, a District 29 coach, and District 29 was just dominant. I mean, to put that many guys in the finals, I believe they had 6 champions out of 14 weights. I mean, just an absolute great showing all the way through the tournament by Paulsboro, by West Deptford, by Kingsway, by some of the Clearview wrestlers. Scott Seibert from Pittman. Great tournament.
And of course, the only other school with more than one champion besides West Deptford in this tournament was Highland, which won with that super sophomore Mike McGinley. And of course, the very last bout in the heavyweight division, Dave Ritz getting a little bit of revenge over Jermaine Ruffin. He lost to him last year in the semifinals and overtime. This year, he kind of dominated him in the finals. But other than West Deptford and Highland combining for 6 winners, all the other champions were single champions. Todd Trampe of Delsey, Seneca Cooper of Paulsboro, Scott Seibert of Pittman, John Forster, what a great performance he had in the finals, overcoming a 10-0 deficit. Brad Entrican, we mentioned, McGinley, Mark Saul of Millville, the returning state champion, capped off an undefeated season in South Jersey, now goes for another state title. Sean Scannell of Absegami, also perfect this year in South Jersey. Walt Dahl of Ocean City, the first regional champion other than the great Pat Lynch at Ocean City in their history. Sean Laughlin of Lower Cape May, and as we mentioned, Dave Ritz topping it off. It's been an exciting Region 8 tournament. It's been an exciting season of wrestling in South Jersey. District 29, we've seen some great individual matches. We've seen some great dual meets, and Steve, it's been a pleasure working with you this year. From Absegami High School in the Region 8 tournament, this is John Vogeding along with Steve Anuszewski saying we'll see you next time.